I know, JH. I know. I'm always late. Remember that one time that Cat Dad was honest and he said said a stream started at 6:15? Yeah, look, there you go. You should always assume it's 15 minutes after. All right, are we on Twitch too? No, we're not. Hold on. Start. Here we go, boys. Look at my suit. Okay, so my well, it wasn't my barber, a different barber, because my barber wasn't around today, fucking butchered my hair, so I had to put on my suit to make sure that it fit and I didn't have an anxiety panic attack. But it fits. Huzzah. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna go get out of my suit. Love you. Bye. I am reincarnated. I am reincarnated. I've been stargazing. Life goes on. I need all my leavies. Got. Woke up looking for the broccoli. Sneak go frontin', but your daddy's just a copy. Bury in the White House, shadow running sloppy. Ghost playing tough, but your strength ain't got no body. Woke up looking for the broccoli. Sneak go frontin', but your daddy's just a copy. Tricky thought you'd hide, but we see you in that lobby. The truth is our hobby. Shout out Mark Lombardi. Woke up looking for the broccoli. Sneak go frontin', but your daddy's just a copy. Bury in the White House, shadow running sloppy. Ghost playing tough, but your strength ain't got no body. Woke up looking for the broccoli. Sneak go frontin', but your daddy's just a copy. Tricky thought you'd hide, but we see you in the lobby. The truth is our hobby. Shout out Mark Lombardi. Breathing heavy like I'm running through the six with a vengeance. Carl's clone, yeah, I see the resemblance. Drake, you ain't no king, just a pawn in the game. Got a secret in your bloodline, can't hide the shame. Your Papa Carl engineered you to be this. A voice for the masses, but your heart's counterfeit. The Degrassi wheelchair to the OBO throne. You've been selling your soul, now the truth is shown. Your empire's built on the lies and the women. Oops, I mean children, you are quite the villain. Started from the bottom, now you're trapped in a game. But the hotline's blinging with secrets and shame. Carl's shadow looms as your mask starts to slip. The truth is the weapon, let's see if you trip. Reincarnated, I've been stargazing. Life goes on, I need all my leads. Woke up looking for the broccoli. Sneak go frontin', but your daddy's just a copy. Bury in the White House, shadow running sloppy. Ghost playing tough, but your strength ain't got no body. Woke up looking for the broccoli. Sneak go frontin', but your daddy's just a copy. Tricky thought you'd hide, but we see you in that lobby. The truth is our hobby. Shout out Mark Lombardi. Bury you climb, but them roots are deep. Interlooking tunnels where the secrets creep. North Fox Island was hiding below your legacy, staying with the darkness you sow. Epstein-Barr virus infecting your name. You built up the power, you buried the shame. Chef in the water, truth you can't keep. Carl's your puppet master, the climb wasn't steep. Dance with devils, played your role too well, but your soul's on the line in a personal hell. Pancake man knows he's baked in your past. You're a clone in the system, but you wanna last. Your empire's built on the bones of the damned, but the truth's at the door and it's breaking the dam. Bury no more hiding, your story's laid bare. Your lies crumble now, you're caught in the snare. Meet the Weinbachers, truth's on display. Meet the Weinbachers, clones in the fray. Meet the Weinbachers, they're living a lie. Meet the Weinbachers, their shadows comply. Meet the Weinbachers, truth's on display. Meet the Weinbachers, clones in the fray. Meet the Weinbachers, they're living a lie. Meet the Weinbachers, their shadows comply. Sneak go, you're loud, but your truth's been lost. Calling out Ethan, but at what cost? You see the cracks in the facade, you know there's more, but the hate you're spewing ain't gonna settle the score. Carl's clone, you're just playing your old role, distracted by the fame, but your soul's the toll. Bigot in the spotlight, but deep down there's pain. Your daddy wasn't there, so you wear that shame. You're right about Ethan Klein, he's a Nazi in disguise, but your own reflection is what you should despise. You're chasing validation, but it's hollow inside. Lost in the noise, where does your heart reside? I see the fear, the doubt, the rage you project, and it's time to reflect. left. Time to self-correct. I'll show you the path. It's time to awake. Kundalini rising up your spine. It's your soul at stake. Sneeko. Meet the Weinbachers. Truths on display. Meet the Weinbachers. Clones in the fray. Meet the Weinbachers. They're living a lie. Meet the Weinbachers. The shadows comply. Meet the Weinbachers. Truths on display. Meet the Weinbachers. Clones in the fray. Meet the Weinbachers. They're living a lie. Meet the Weinbachers. Guns spring in the spotlight, but who's behind the mask? Los Pollos Hermanos, just the front for the task. From the cards to the empire, you played the part well, but Carl's your director and you're trapped in his hell. Breaking Bad, but the script's written deep. Cloning's the game and you're caught in the sweep. Gideon's Darksaber, it runs deeper. Carl Shadow looms and the stakes get steeper. Play the villain so well, but it's more than just a role. It's a reflection of the truth of the secrets you hold. From the chicken shack to the stars in the sky, your life's a facade, just a well-crafted lie. Wars in the news, you're the face of deceit, but the truth's coming out and you can't retreat. You're not just an actor, you're a part of the plan, a pawn in the game, and Carl's little man. Meet the Weinbachers, truths on display. Meet the Weinbachers, clones in the fray. Meet the Weinbachers, they're living a lie. Meet the Weinbachers, the shadows comply. Meet the Weinbachers, truths on display. Meet the Weinbachers, clones in the fray. Meet the Weinbachers, they're living a lie. Meet the Weinbachers, Carl Weinbacher, the mastermind behind the scene. Cloning's your legacy, you're the twisted machine. From Drake to Obama, Sneeko to Gus, all your clones out here spread deceit and mistrust. You built an empire on shadows and lies, genetic fucking experiments watching truth die. But the curtain's falling, your plot's been exposed. We see the puppeteer who thought he couldn't be opposed. Your fingers on the media, pulling every string. Hollywood's your playground, but I'm here to bring the truth to the surface. No more hide and seek, their clones are crumbling, the future's looking bleak. You played God, but now it's time to pay. The world's waking up and we're taking back the day. Your twisted legacy from Nazi roots to stem, but we're cutting down the tree and busting Nazi heads. Thought you could control, but you underestimated the power of truth. Now your time's deflated. This is the final chapter, your empire's fall. No more clones, no more lies. We're tearing down the wall. Carl, your game's over. The truth reigns supreme. You're just a ghost now in a forgotten fucking dream. What the frick is up, dudes? Winky, winky, bear, boo. Oh, I think you look great. Thank you, JH. I appreciate you. He's late, but he's looking fresh, right? The glasses feel so crooked. What is going on? The front is okay. They did butcher the back. They took all my hair in the back. Yeah, Zane's here surfing. Surf on it, Zane. Oh, 1, 2, 3, let's go. Does anyone have any topics that we need to talk about today? I have nothing planned. We gotta find something to watch. We've got some minutes of horror shit, or we can go on freaking TikTok, bitch. I don't care. Where do you wanna go? Just let me freaking know, ho. My favorite track. My favorite track right here. Oh, hell yeah, this is a good one, right? Goodbye, Nancy. Cuckle-doodle-doos. We don't need you. Dude, all my ops are trying to get me. They took, so I married a Nazi cuck off of YouTube last night. I guess I was wrong. They weren't Nazis after all, buddies. No, wait, actually, that's not what they were mad about. They were mad about privacy concerns. They said, he's right on the nose, but we don't want people to know that. They took away my videos because there is a bunch of frickin' cucks. I see you come, I see you go. Surf's up. Right, Zane? Surf's up, buddy. Into the night. And I said, oh no, sir, I'ma say you're wrong. Hello, Spiral Spec. Hello, Cat Dad and kids. Oh, won't you listen to me? What's up, my dudes? They're never gonna get us. These fucking ops are so tired and loose, buddies. They're super dumb. They're never gonna make me be sad. I can't spiral down. We're too high up. No, sir. We're gonna say you're wrong. I must disagree. Oh, no, sir. The cucks are wrong. Won't you listen to me? They took my videos down, boys, which means I'm wrong, and I'm never gonna talk about it again. Do 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 do. They bested me, and I'm never gonna get my fucking revenge on them. Metaphorically, of course, boys. We don't fuck with you, ugly losers. Nazi freaking dudes. All my old friends are a bunch of Nazi fucking loser ass bitches who go to YouTube Legal to get videos taken down where they get called out. Isn't that embarrassing, Theodore, you little cuckle doodle doodle doo? But what the fuck? You are a cuck. He doesn't remember, or he doesn't want you to remember when he was like, hey, my business partner Mike sent a video that your mom and your FedEx sent to me where you called me, my business partner Theo, a fed cuck. And then I was like, no, Mike, I'm talking about you, Theodore. I'm calling you a fed cuck. Theodore, the guy who was interventioning me, even though he said his name was Mike. Everybody here remembers that Mike was actually Theodore, so you can wipe it off the internet. No one cares because I've still got it, buddy boy. I'ma re-upload that bitch too. I'm just gonna fucking blur all those ugly ass bitches, and then I'm gonna repost that shit when I get a second. Hopefully this time it'll get 20,000 views. Cucks! Kanye West. Yeah, here, check it out. Uh-oh, boys, my abusers continue to abuse me. They took down all my So I Married a Nazi Cuck live stream and the frickin' episode that I posted. So, must mean that I was wrong. Guys, they interventioned me in good faith. They're totally right. They didn't know that I was recording from the very start at all. And guys, they were just doing it out of love. It wasn't gaslighting or abuse or manipulation or anything. They were just trying to get me to go to a rehab and not listening to any of the words that I said because they loved me. And then when I didn't succumb to their little intervention and go to rehab in Florida like I would ever go to Florida, and I recorded their little intervention and their manipulation. Oh yeah, I forgot to reiterate that I was going to rehab for becoming sober, everybody. I needed to go to rehab because I was sober now. Isn't that so funny, bro? Of me, and I posted it online. Then they go and get the cops. They go and get the YouTube legal cops to fucking take it down. Anyway, this is on the back of our 14-day ban from Twitch for the literal same thing. Spiral Spec, that song, Goodbye Nancy's, is a cover of Goodbye Horses by, Lazarus Q. Q Lazarus? Forget their name. I think Q Lazarus. But yeah, we did a cover of it, and then it's just me blabbing on top of it, yeah. But don't worry, guys. They're never going to get us. You're never going to stop us. It's okay. Everyone already knows that, everyone saw the episode. Everyone knows that what you guys are. It's okay. Theodore, you cuck. But don't worry, guys. I'll blur their ugly pictures, and I'll make sure that I change their voices, and I'll just repost it, and hopefully this time it'll get 10,000 views instead of 888.
But honestly, we moved on. They're a bunch of cucks. They're just trying to spiral us down. Never gonna happen, boys. Never, ever, ever gonna happen. But this is just more of the abuse that people, like, who speak out, this is what we deal with. It's either gang stalking, digital gangs. This is digital gang stalking and harassment and abuse. And honestly, violence. Like, they literally get to punch you in the face and you're not allowed to punch back. You're not allowed to defend yourself. This is one of those dreams where you're trying to fight back and you punch in slow motion and can never hit them. This is literally that. They don't play fair. They aren't decent people. They have no moral code. They have no honor whatsoever. They just do anything to get you to bend to their will and break eventually. But we will never break. Yeah, this stuff's awesome. I love that TikTok and YouTube and Instagram and Twitch, they all collaborate with manipulators and abusers to continue abusing people. That's awesome. That's really cool. I love it here. It's awesome, guys. It's so fun. This place is safe too. Everywhere on the internet is safe. Our government makes it safe for us, guys. And no one does anything weird on these apps either, especially not the Federal Bureau of Instacucks with like YouTubers and stuff. I'm the problem on YouTube, not Caleb Hammer or Colleen Ballinger. Or Ethan Klein. Did you guys see when he literally hit the frickin' Elon so hard yesterday, too? I think it was yesterday. Bro, he hit it as hard as Elon. And his video's still online, but mine's not. So, whose side are they on? Isn't it weird? Elon keeps throwing this. Ethan Klein keeps throwing this. I'm fully against that, and I'm the one getting in trouble. And my video was honestly about those people that would, like, the people that intervention me, they would throw it harder than Elon and Ethan probably. You know what I mean? Like, all of my friends, they would throw it so hard, you know? But my video gets taken offline. Weird, right? You gotta ask, whose side are they on? They couldn't be on the side of the Fourth Reich, right? That would be insane. That would be truly insane. Uh-oh, boys, my abusers...
That would be insane, right, boys? Yeah. The homie cat dad got the fresh Bjorn Ironside fade. Dude, today was a struggle. You want to hear what happened? Oh my fucking god. Okay, so last time, remember... The first haircut I ever paid for was like a couple months ago with Matt. And I went to go get my haircut by Matt again today, and his place was closed. Like, the fucking roll gate was closed. I was like, And bro, in that moment, I was like, okay, I'm just going to go home and not get a haircut. And I should have done that. I should have fucking done that. Instead, I walk down the street, and I go, oh, there's this other place. That's a barber shop that I've seen. I was like debating going to that one before. And I fucking walk in and I should have bailed, dude. I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, just vibes. I was like, what the fuck? In my stomach for no reason. I was like, no, just don't get your hair cut today. And I was like, no, I want to look fucking fresh. So I walk in and I was like, okay, I do like a mohawk. It's just like a mohawk. So like leave everything from here in a straight line all the way to the back. And I was like, and then I just kind of taper it in the back. So it's like a V a little bit. So at the very bottom, it's kind of mullety. It's like straight across. I want it to be more of at a point, like a rat tail. And this motherfucker... He's like talking about, honestly, he was talking about Jesus the whole time, and it was kind of pissing me off. And I took my glasses off, and he fucking just grabs the back of my hair and goes, and I felt like a thud on the ground. And I was like, I think he just cut all my hair off. But I didn't have my glasses on. And I was like, no way. I was like pretty clear. I was like, I have a mohawk that is just laid down. So just buzz the sides. just goes. So, all right, you want to see it? So I've got kind of a little bit of a fascist youth thing going, kind of like hopefully more Peaky Blinders and less like fashy youth shit. But all the length is gone in the back, but it does kind of go to, it tapers a little bit to a V. And then he left me this fucking rat tail thing that he was like, you said a rat tail. And I was like, bro, even if I did say a rat tail, like I wanted just a rat tail, which never said that. I was like, my hair's long as fuck. I said, I don't want that much hair taken off, first off. It was like take like an inch off. My hair was like this fucking long, bro. He just fucking. All right, anyway, you ready to see it? Oh, so anyway, he's like, you said rat tail. I was like, bro, even if I did say rat tail, you think this is a rat tail? What the fuck, bro? It's like 6 strands of hair, dog. All right. So I had to bail. I was like, I think you just need to like fade this part and like I need to go because I'm not sure what to do right now. I gotta salvage this somehow. And they were like getting all mad at me. And the guy's like, you said you wanted the sides shaved. I was like, bro, we're not talking about the sides right now. We're talking about the back, dude. Then the other guy that was in there, he was starting to get lippy with me too. I was like, what the fuck? I'm not even raising a stink. I was just like, I think he could just tell that I was kind of shocked. I didn't even like get mad or anything. I was breathing through the whole thing. Believe me, boys. I grabbed my hair and I think he saw like my jaw drop. I was like, and he's like, what? And like got defensive immediately. I was like, not a great sign. I was like, oh no, it's fine. I didn't want it cut short. I wanted it all to be as long as the front is, as the top is. I just didn't want the bottom to be horizontal. So anyway, all right, here we go. Ready? Can you see it? Yeah, it's just a little V. It's short. When I see Skitter tomorrow, she's gonna help me shave cut the rat tail off. I think. There's just nothing there, bro, and I can't be happy. No, honestly, I need to do it tonight. I can't go to yoga tomorrow morning like this. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! She's got this like one strand hanging down. I gotta cut this shit down. All right, it looks dope. All right, fine. If it's fine, we'll leave it. I'm just in shock. That's what Thoth was like. It's not a bad haircut. You're just in shock. He's like, it'll grow back soon. You'll be fine. But I was pumped to have double fucking mohawks with my buddy Ian. It's kind of a mohawk. It's just shorter. It's not bad. It's just different than what you asked for, sure. No, it's fine. It's fine. Honestly, yeah. No, it's all okay. I don't really care. Skitter's gonna be there. It's gonna be fucking great. You are still our precious boy. Thanks, Amanda. All right, cool. Thanks, guys. I needed that. Whew. I thought I ruined frickin' wedding weekend. No, Skitter's been saying it's fucking slamming the whole time. Even if she needs to lie to me to get me on the fucking plane. No, I appreciate you guys. Alright, sweet. Well, there was a couple videos I wanted to show on Tank Tonk. Oh, this guy. I found this video. This guy is talking about how fucking Zuckerberg probably did buy Facebook, or did buy Tank Tonk, or the CIA's wrapping it all together. Facebook and Tank Tonk. Remember when we were like, when they shut it off for a day? And we were like, yo, I bet they were just swapping servers over to Meta.
When I say Mark Zuckerberg might have just bought TikTok, I mean it. Add your TikTok link to your page. That's my podcast link on Meta, on Facebook. A little convenient that this shows up. So I'm just gonna go add it. Go to your page settings, go to links, add a link, and there's a TikTok option.
It looks good, man. You don't need to go back and fight the barber. No, dude, I didn't. They were like getting rowdy with, like, like trying to. They were like, at one point the guy was like, as if I was like, I just wanted my like hair trimmed. I'm going to a wedding. And he goes, as if fucking wearing a mohawk to a wedding is like a fresh haircut. I was like, dude, that's not fair. What the fuck? You don't get to be like, oh, your hair sucks. We can do whatever the fuck we want to it. We don't like your haircut. I was like, what the fuck, man? You're like, it's supposed to be, you're a Williamsburg barber, bro. You're like anti-mullet and mohawk. What the fuck, cuck? I thought the UFC fighter calling out the Nazis in Israel while Dana White and the UFC are owned and operated by Israel opened a huge can of worms. Oh, what happened there? What UFC fighter called them out? I want to see that. Yeah, was it opposite day? Yeah, dude, for sure.
Wait, there's more.
So Instagram got rid of the square grid and everything's TikTok style now. It's all rectangular. He done bought TikTok behind our damn back.
Well, I don't think there was any money exchanged. I think the CIA just finally put them all together. They said, oh, we run all of this shit. Why don't we just combine it? And then we'll make up a lie that President Trump saved it.
And for my last post, I will show you this. No posts, 374,000 followers. Facebook verified.
Cox.
Brand new account. Hate to say it, guys. I was right. We are owned by the lizard. And for my last post,
The Zuck lizard.
And if I fuck around and catch one of those twinks that's working for Elon, I'm gonna break their fucking neck. And if I fuck around and catch one of those twinks that's working for Elon, I'm gonna break their fucking neck.
Yeah, wait, did you guys see the pictures of these fucking, these little boys?
I'm gonna break their fucking neck.
That, actually, we gotta talk about that, right? I just caught that a minute ago. What the actual fuck is going on with, what was Elon doing this weekend with, with the, treasury or whatever? Where, what the fuck? Beep, beep, beep. Here we go. More on Muskrat infiltrating the VA.
So one of my sources just told me that Elon Musk is at the VA headquarters. I mean, that can't be a good...
Wait, so Elon's doing a coup at the VA and a coup at the and a coup at the fucking, what's it called? The Treasury?
Musk is...
These Nazi fascist, techno-fascist or whatever the fuck, they're really going balls to the wall from the jump, aren't they?
So one of my sources just told me that Elon Musk is at the VA headquarters. I mean, that can't be a good thing, right? Considering all the havoc that he has been causing across the federal government, it makes me wonder what the Doge department, who is responsible for making cuts across the federal government, is doing at the VA headquarters. Now, I'm a veteran. I get veterans benefits, and there are a lot of veterans that voted for Trump. considering that Elon Musk is responsible for slashing the federal government to the bone, I am a little nervous, to say the least, and I think that that is warranted right now. I personally did not vote for Trump, yet here we are in the same life raft. Fuck.
Huh. As a high school dropout, I was MK Ultra'd into shoplifting and consuming no less than $20,000 of dexamethorphone throughout.
Nobody ever.
Wait, what the fuck is this?
Roger Ailes, the way that I tell myself this story in my head. So what happens next? Well, let me tell you what happens next. I'm going to tell you about the time Roger Ailes. Let me tell you about the time Roger Ailes said nobody ever. Roger Ailes, the way that I tell myself this story in my head, recounting a real experience, was that Roger Ailes contacted me telepathically. That is not what I believe. I believe that I picked up Roger Ailes' perhaps final waning moments while he was going high up in Gamma, while he was passing away and his vital organs were failing, after he had fallen into a coma, but before he had officially died. I got him for about 12 fucking minutes while I was in White House, Tennessee. It was like, I don't know, 8 o'clock at night. White House, Tennessee time. And I asked him a question and he answered. It was wild. He ignored my first questions. I mean, I had my own shit going on in my head, hearing it and trying to talk or trying to make sense of it, because I have my own shit going on in my head 24/7, of course. But it was so spectacularly different. It had an accent, if you will, and I thought that it was my deceased grandfather on my father's side.
I'm not sure what this is. Oh, wait, are you talking about that guy who said that Hitler did nothing wrong or something? What the fuck did this guy say? Hold on.
Because I honestly think that Hitler was a good guy based upon...
Bryce Mitchell on Hitler being a good guy and the reason why the Jews got expelled. Hitler burned queer books. The first transgender surgery was a Jew. They charged interest. Oh my god. So wait, this is a UFC fighter? And who's this guy? Is this another UFC fighter? Oh, whatever happened to the Pistone? It's still on my counter. I just haven't had a chance to get to it yet. Been trying to get my fucking life together.
Because I honestly think that Hitler was a good guy based upon my own research, not my public education indoctrination. I really do think before Hitler got on meth, he was a guy to go fishing.
Wait. Wait. Is he about to say he was a guy to go fishing with? No way. Hold on.
Because I honestly think that Hitler was a good guy based upon my own research, not my public education indoctrination. I really do think before Hitler got on meth, he was a guy to go fishing with. He fought for his country. He wanted to purify it by kicking the greedy Jews out.
So wait, this guy is the UFC fighter? Or that guy. That guy over there. LMAO, that's Bryce Flat Earth Mitchell. He's interviewing the UFC fighter. The accent on this guy says it all. Oh, no.
That were destroying his country and turning them all into gays. They were gaying out the kids.
They're gaying out the kids. Oh, my God, dude. He's like, I did this on my own research that was provided to me by the Heritage Foundation.
They were queering out the women. They were queering out the dudes. They were, you know what her
They're gaying out the kids and queering out the women.
first tranny surgery ever was? Happened to be in Germany before Hitler took over. You know the books that everybody makes fun of Hitler burning? You know what the books was? Queer books.
So all queer books gotta get burned. Duh.
Hitler burned queer books because Hitler didn't want a bunch of queers destroying his nation. They can't produce children.
But what about?
Does this guy know? Does this guy know that this was coming? This guy seems like.
When he got on meth and he turned on Russia, I believe that's when he kind of went full nutty. And I don't think that he was just like the best dude ever. And when I say I go fishing with him, I'm not saying he was the most trustworthy dude or I'd love.
I would go fishing with him though, like in Brokeback Mountain, you know. I would go fishing with him the way that fucking what's his face goes fishing with what's his other face from Brokeback Mountain the movie. And we would go up there and we'd talk about burning all these queer books. These guys. This guy wants to kiss Hitler on the mouth, and it shows. It's weird, right? Like, dude, just love yourself, buddy.
Love him or whatever, but at some point in Hitler's life, I don't think he was that bad of a guy. I really don't. And
I would suck his fucking cock if I could. He was such a not bad guy that I would fucking schlong it. You know what I mean? Dude, what is going on here? This guy needs help.
Now, was Hitler perfect? No, but he was fighting.
Surprised he didn't say yes.
For his people, okay? And he wanted a pure nation with people. You know what the Jews was doing? They was charging interest. Christians aren't allowed.
Christians aren't allowed to do what?
To do that. Like it.
Yo, what? Honestly, that would be really cool if that was true.
Plenty of Christians charging interest everywhere on the planet right now.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. This guy is like, who the fuck did I invite? Did he know about this before this happened? Army of incels,
if you need to
bro.
borrow $1,000, Rolly, I give you $1,000, and you wouldn't give me $1,100 back. You'd give me $1,000 back.
Sure, between you and I.
These Jews were controlling his country, bro. They were so cold and starving. They were using their valueless money as insulation. They were stuffing dollars in their jacket to stay warm. They were burning dollars in their wood stove. Hitler comes up and says, "Hey, I'm kicking the Jews out of here because they're killing us with interest."
Yo, what the fuck? Where is he getting all this from? Yeah,
And then-
freedom of speech isn't freedom from repercussions from what you say, right?
Now,
Is this Theo Vaughn's cousin?
now that he lost the war, he's the bad guy. Now, he ain't perfect. I'm not a Nazi. I'm not a Nazi. I don't love Nazis. I don't want Nazis to win the war. I'm just.
You just said you love a Nazi. You said you loved Hitler. You want to go fishing with him. You want to suck his cock. What do you mean? You just said you want to stuff Hitler. And
Just saying they
like
were in
Nazis,
a bad
bro?
spot and Hitler come to power. But
It's
Elon is
bad to take out a whole, like, to put a whole race into camps when
right, and that's what your public education will tell you, Rolly. because you believe your public education, because you haven't done your own research. When you
Oh, it sucks that they don't trust the government, but then they just go the wrong way, trusting the government more. They trust the government psyop instead of the government. I love that.
realize there's no possible way they could have burned and cremated 6 million bodies, you're going to realize
what I'm saying
that they
is,
did not. The Holocaust ain't real. What about the Bolsheviks when the Jews killed tens of millions of Christians? Oh, we don't want to talk about that.
well, I don't know much or anything.
Well, let me tell you
that.
about the Bolsheviks. It's when these Jews come over and killed the shit out of all these Christians, and they don't teach that.
Oh, Skitter, is he a Holocaust denier? Come on. Yeah. Dude, these fucking guys. Honestly, I don't think we should watch him anymore. This guy's fucking insane. So wait, he's an active UFC fighter? That's fun. Oh, yes, this dude. So, what exactly was Elon doing at the Treasury or whatever? Because he had, this is who that lady was talking about when she said, if I catch any of those little twinks that are working for Elon, I'm going to break their necks. She's talking about these, like, 22-year-old interns that are all robbing the fucking Treasury. I don't get what they're doing.
So I'm pretty sure that we're all well aware of the coup that Elon attempted to stage this past weekend. Now, I don't find it fucking fair that these gentlemen get to access all of our financial and personal information, so I went ahead and did some digging myself. Let's go ahead and start with Luke Barreder. Everybody say hi, Luke. This is Luke's personal Instagram page. Now, I'm not gonna dox you, Luke, but I know that your dad's name starts with an S and his birthday was in May of 1969. And he was also a professor at the college that you went to, University of Nebraska-Lincoln. Now, I see something about him having a phone number with Verizon. Maybe I can give him a call and let him know what a piece of shit you turned out to be. Does this photo look familiar to you, by the way? Don't worry, I'll go ahead and blur out the faces for you before I post this. It's really a damn shame that you turned out to be this way. Should have stuck to the cool shit you were doing, like that project Soundtracks for the Present Future. Next, let's talk about Akash. Hi, Akash. I gotta say, you did a much better job than Luke at removing your information from the internet. Good job. However, you didn't do a perfect job, and maybe that just means you're a private person, because your parents certainly do seem to be private people. I see that your dad has a phone number with AT&T,
All these virgin Lebensborn, bro.
and just like Luke's dad, he was also born in May, but he was born in the year 1973. Does that sound about right to you? And Niraja, is that your mom? And are your parents divorced? Because she doesn't have the same last name as you or your
Yeah,
dad.
right, Alien Buns? We need way more of this energy from everyone. Yeah. Like, fucking expose these motherfuckers.
I also found somebody's baby pictures. Next, I think we gotta talk about Edward Korestein. Hey, Eddie. I gotta say, that last picture of you fucking sucks. So I went ahead and I found your personal Instagram. It was a little hard to find, but with the people finder, I got it. I think that this is a much clearer photo of you that the internet should start using. Don't worry, I'll go ahead and blur out your buddy's face. Now, it looks like the internet already figured out that your father is Charles Korestein, owner of Lesser Evil Snacks. Make sure that you all boycott Lesser Evil Snacks.
Lesser Evil Snacks.
I'm really hoping it was worth it, and I hope that Elon paid you enough to upgrade from that piece of shit 2009 Kia Optima that you drive. Are the last 6 digits of that VIN 356872, by the way? Now, these people definitely know what they did was wrong, because the last 3 people on this list scrubbed all of their fucking information from the internet. Now, Ethan Chaltran. I hope I pronounced that correctly.
Hey, do you mind if I put on some
Oh
white?
my fuck.
What the fuck is anonymous?
Hey, do you mind?
So I'm pretty sure that we gotta talk about Edward Korestein. Hey, Eddie. I gotta hoping it was worth it, and I hope that Elon... Now, these people definitely know what they did was wrong, because the last 3 people on this list scrubbed all of their fucking information from the internet. Now, Ethan Chaltran. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Actually, I don't care. Fuck you. You did a great job at burning your paper trail. Now, unfortunately for you, you're probably the most public figure of the 6 of you pecker-puffing pieces of shit. So much so that your hometown wrote an article about you. You fucking traitor. Now, before anybody tries to come after me to defend these grown men, saying, oh, they're just college interns that were taken advantage of. The youngest one was 20. I am 24. At this age, you should know well enough to not be a part of a fucking coup. Also, with the help of People Finder, I was able to find that almost all of these parents have PhDs from Ivy League schools. Now, these people reflect the damage that nepotism has on our country, and if we allow them to get away with literal fucking treason, then we will see the end of democracy before the end of the damn year. So I'm pretty sure that we're all, well...
Is there democracy? Come on. Come on, babies. Grow up. Grow up, everyone.
Installed systems that would house data of private addresses, social security numbers, and job history. So that way he could find people in federal positions and then remove them from their jobs. He's already seized control of the Treasury and then stripped back payments that were supposed to go to federal contractors. He's currently trying to seize control of the entire budget, which would be $7 trillion. Two unions have already sued the Department of the Treasury today to try to kick Elon out of the office because he is a private citizen. He was never elected to anything. He was never given any power. He is literally just like you and me, yet he's up there trying to stage a coup. And there are people saying that it's not a coup because it's just a billionaire doing what they've been doing behind closed doors out in the open. But my brothers and sisters, I beg you to have a little bit more critical reasoning, because there were government workers, congressmen and congresswomen all standing outside today protesting outside of the USAID, which is something that Elon directly said today that he wanted to die. He also was violently bragging about the fact that he got rid of a system that helped millions of Americans just do their taxes online for free. There's also a photo out there that I can't find right now that directly shows government officials and government workers not being able to access the building, and they are literally stopped by the 7 people that Elon Musk has in front of him. They are not allowed entry into their own building. They have security clearance, Elon Musk does not. I know that Doge specifically said that they had security clearance in order to go into the building, but I fear there are many independent journalists who are actually saying quite the opposite. Yes, this is a coup. Yes, he is trying to overtake multiple sectors of the government right now. Let's not try to say anything different. It all started with that Sieg Heil that he did, bro. Like, he meant that with his whole chest, literally. Installed systems
Straight
that would
up,
house
bro.
data of private addresses, social security.
Oh yeah, did you see this?
One more time. That's who some of you are defending. That is the person who decided to go on this whole anti-radical Islamic terrorism thing against basically Assad.
Wait, what did he get rid of? Doing taxes for free? Who, Elon?
Installed systems that would house data of private addresses, social security.
Hold on, I need to find something that explains what the fuck is going on with him. Elon Musk coup.
You cannot wave away an agency that you don't like or that you disagree with by executive order or by literally storming into the building and taking over the servers. That is not how the American system of government works.
Just like Elon Musk did not create USAID, he doesn't have the power to destroy it. And who's going to stop him? We are. We're going to stop him. We don't have a fourth branch of government called Elon Musk, and that's going to become real clear.
They're shuttering agencies and sending employees home in order to create the illusion that they're saving money in order to do what? Pass a giant tax cut for billionaires and corporations.
We talked about Trump wanting to be a dictator on day one, and here we are. This is what the beginning of dictatorship looks like.
What the fuck did you do, CIA Omar?
When you gut the Constitution and you install yourself as
what did AOCIA do about all this? Nothing. These fucking cucks.
Power. That is how dictators are made.
Democratic members of the House and Senate outside the Washington headquarters of USAID today. They stood with protesters who had gathered to denounce the Trump administration illegally shuttering that agency. USAID employees were told to stay out of the agency's headquarters today. Many were locked out of the agency's computer systems. When senators and members of Congress tried to enter the building today, they were blocked by what appeared to be uniformed Department of Homeland Security officers. What are you doing there? Congressman Jamie Raskin told Axios, quote, "We were told the office is closed and all employees were told to just telework, but I thought that was illegal now." Donald Trump has said working from home will be almost entirely banned as he tries to get federal workers to quit. There was also a protest this morning outside the Office of Personnel Management, which is essentially the federal government's HR department. This is the office from which Trump appointees have been sending out emails to federal employees telling them to quit. Tomorrow, there's a protest planned at 5 p.m. Eastern at the Treasury Department in Washington, D.C. That's where Elon Musk's demolition crew got access this weekend to the Treasury's payment system, which means that, among other things, Musk now has access to personal and financial data of millions of Americans. Tonight, federal government employee unions joined an advocacy group for retirees in filing a lawsuit against Musk obtaining sensitive personal data on, say, everyone in this country who gets a Social Security check. Pushback is happening on many fronts. Is it going to work? Joining us now is Congressman Jamie Raskin of Maryland. He's the ranking member of the Judiciary Committee.
Is it going to work? Is this Nazi going to do anything about the Nazis running rampant through the government?
Is one of the lawmakers at USAID today. Congressman Raskin, it's really nice to see you. Thank you.
Cocaine import agency. Exactly, dude. The fucking Cucks International Agency.
Great to see you, Rachel, and thank you for coming back into service. You're a model to all America here.
Well, I don't know about that, but I'm here, and I'm not going anywhere.
AOCIA's job was done after that Netflix special aired. Her only job was to appear leftist and keep taking that money and go along with the program. Exactly, bro.
Can you describe your decision to go to USAID today? And actually, can you also describe what happened when you tried to go inside the building today?
Sure. Well, for me, it was easy, Rachel, because not only have I been trying to defend the Constitution.
Oh, are you talking about the... Did I miss y'all mention the Gaza news bomb that Trump dropped by chance? You mean that when he said the USA is going to take over Gaza? Yeah, we're going to watch a video after this one of Hassan talking about it. Yeah.
Constitution and legality in America is.
Yeah, Trump has said that they were going to take over the fucking all of Gaza. They're like, it's a parking lot. We're going to build it so nice. Me and Jared. Jared Fogle.
For the last several years, but I have tens of thousands of federal workers who are my constituents in beautiful Montgomery County, Maryland. And what I see are all the telltale signs of a coup. A coup is a seizure of state power by unelected actors who work to take over the critical infrastructure of government outside of the rule of law. And that's what I see as going on right now. I mean, Elon Musk has basically tried to take...
Yeah, if Americans truly gave a shit and wanted to be respected by other countries at this point, is to stop paying rent, taxes, and bills and shut down like it was during COVID, but minus the virus. Yeah, dude.
Control of the country's communications infrastructure, the governmental financial payments infrastructure, the data infrastructure, and he's got important parts of nodes of the military infrastructure. So I'm looking right through Donald Trump, who no doubt wants to abuse everybody's civil rights and civil liberties and centralize all the power in him. But at this point, you know, I'm with Steve Bannon and Laura Loomer and the people on the right who are saying, watch Elon Musk, because he's the guy who's trying to centralize all power behind him, and he hasn't been elected to anything.
When you say that, as you did today, and we played the clip of it, that we're going to stop Elon Musk.
Trump Tower and casinos going up in Gaza. Oh, God. 10% of all profits will be sent to Israel.
What do you see as the most effective means of opposition to the scale of what you're describing there?
Well, every democratic means available to us. Now, fortunately, because they think they're dictators, they're trampling the civil service law. I mean, the heart of civil service law is you can't fire people for political reasons. That's why we have a civil service, as you know, and yet they are being very open and explicit about their doing that. I mean, to the extent people are given any justification at all, it's that we don't think that you can successfully forward the agenda of President Trump, which is not an acceptable justification for firing people who haven't had a chance to even work for Donald Trump, right? These are professional, independent civil service members, Republicans, independents, Democrats. In any event, the vast majority of them have excellent civil service records, and you have to give them a due process administrative hearing and tell them specifically what are the charges against them. It's the same thing, by the way, with the inspectors general, 18 of whom were sacked en masse by Trump, when those people have the right to 30 days notice to Congress with a specific substantive elucidation of the charges against them. They've just run roughshod all over that. So we're going to start with civil service. We've got constitutional claims against them in a lot of places because the First Amendment stands for the same principle. You can't fire.
Hell yeah, Kimmy. You're going to get out of there by Friday? Good. Hope so.
Neutral, non-political officers like prosecutors, like FBI agents, like cops, simply because a new party comes to power and they think that they want to stuff it with their own political sycophants.
Congressman, you were talking about civil service law and lawsuits to try to protect civil servants being...
Wait, your landlord's name is Ben Gavir? What a cuck.
One of the fronts on which the opposition can proceed. What are you seeing as the other potential fronts on which the opposition can advance in very short notice?
Well, in Congress, of course, we're going to be fighting them in subcommittees and committees, on the floor, in the House, in the Senate, with filibusters at every turn. But popular protest is going to become very important here, and it's going to look very different from the first Trump administration. Everybody remembers, you know, 1 million people gathering for the Women's March, and I have no doubt we could get at least that many, if not 5 million. But we also know that Donald Trump has just pardoned 1,500 Proud Boys, Oath Keepers, violent insurrectionists, cop assaulters, and so we don't want a huge protest like that to become a magnet for right-wing provocateurs.
All right. Shut up. All right, let's watch let's watch Trump say that we're going to take what did he say? We're going to take over the Gaza Strip and we'll do a good job with it.
Strip. The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip and we'll do a good job with it too, President Trump says, suggesting plans to rebuild the area.
Remember when we said this a year and a half ago? We were like, this is all just to demolition Gaza and then steal it. Ta-da! It's like we can see 2 years into the future and no one listens to us ever.
Trump repeats his earlier suggestion that Palestine...
Ta-da!
leave Gaza to go to neighboring countries. Egypt and Jordan have outright rejected this previously. Once again, going back to the same dynamic that I explained prior, which is they're taking a more hands-on approach to the colonialism. They're taking a more hands-on approach to the violence, and I think this is precisely in that same vein.
First of all, President Trump, did you hear from Prime Minister Netanyahu at your meeting guarantees that ceasefire will hold, including phase 2? And Prime Minister why are you refusing to set up a national commission to investigate failures?
Well, I can't tell you.
Yeah. Why are you refusing to set up a national commission investigating the failure? Yeah, investigating is a good word for that.
Whether or not the ceasefire will hold. We've done, I think, a very masterful job. We weren't helped very much by the Biden administration, I can tell you that. But we've gotten quite a few hostages out. We're going to get more out. but we're dealing with very complex people.
Bro, ask the guy next to you.
Want to have more come out?
Ask the guy next to you. He's the one who's going to fuck it up. What do you mean? Oh, I can't tell you with confidence if the ceasefire will hold.
But they're going to get better.
You're
They're
next to
gonna
the
be
guy.
strong, and they're going to have a good life.
What do you mean?
And we hope to get
He's
as
right
many as
there. Does
possible
nobody
out.
see
Whether or
him?
not it holds, I don't know.
He's
We
on
hope it
screen.
holds.
You are talking tonight about the United States taking over a sovereign territory. What authority would allow you to do that? Are you talking about a permanent occupation there, redevelopment? And Mr. Prime Minister, do you see this idea as a way to expand the boundaries of Israel and to have a longer peace? Even
How can you stay sane while listening to this?
how important that land is to you and your citizens?
I don't know. I just expect the worst from the start.
Is inherited by the Palestinians.
It's always the worst case scenario.
It allows me to be more
I do see a long-term
composed.
ownership position, and I see it bringing great stability to that part of the Middle East and maybe the entire Middle East. And everybody I've spoken to, this was not.
Oh yeah, wait, let's watch that video real quick. I think about him pooping his pants all the time.
Oh, you don't know?
Our president is a drug addict. He's been a frequent...
Wait.
This is how I imagine Donald Trump's morning routine. He wakes up in a bed full of his poop, rolls out of it, gets in the shower immediately, waffle stomps while he's in the shower, and then he eats a Big Mac while his makeup artist turns him orange, and then he shits himself again. This is how I...
Wait, here we go. I think this is the original.
Oh, yeah, you guys liked how I talked about how Donald Trump shit his pants? You want to hear some fun facts about Elon Musk? He has an alternate account on Twitter where he basically just tells himself he's a good father, Adrian Dittman. He admitted that was him, too. He also has a baby fur account where he does diaper roleplay. Oh, yeah, you guys liked how I talked about how Donald Trump shit his pants? You want to hear some fun facts about Elon Musk? He has an alternate account on Twitter where he basically just tells himself he's a good father, Adrian Dittman. He admitted that was him, too. He also has a... I have been, pretty outspoken on this, but I think I need to, make one 15-second video about it so that people really know. Donald Trump shits his pants. Every day, multiple times a day. Every day. Look it up. I have been, pretty outspoken on this, but I think I need to, make one 15-second video about it so that people really know.
Oh, man. Isn't that good? Oh, brother. Oh, look. Look at this Apache that was just assaulting H while he was trying to fucking skateboard a little bit. Ugly cuck.
Just at the skate park.
Cucks.
Shit's crazy. They've just been circling.
Beep, boop, boop. The moon quivers. Is this another iPhone thing? What the frick's going on there? Dude, my work bestie died a few years ago at 38, and I can't tell you how quickly life went on after he was gone. I saw firsthand what would happen if I died, and it's not pretty. Yeah, dude. Every fucking job treats you like that. Your family until the moment they don't need you, right? Let's watch Amanda poem.
Okay. So we've probably already read this one before, but we're going to do it again, because why not? Okay. Now is the time to remember your power. You are the tower. You are a beacon for others navigating these same storms. You know this is why you were born. You've been bent and broken again and again, shedding the skin for a reason. This is it. Now is your time to shine. You stand in the center of this cosmic web. Energy ebbs and flows, but it always knows where to go. The light you see in one exists in you. It's the same light source, and God, that's a powerful force. We're burning the bridges of old, anchoring in new earth, building her home, our home, with all of us coming into our own. There's no more shivering in the cold. Burning the old warms the new, creating new life, new necessary ways. These are the days that you were created to see, to believe. Remember who you are now. Don't focus on the how. Let it be. Scream now, I will be me. Unapologetically. Now is the time to be that loud light. Unity wins this fight, so keep going. Root yourself deep. Root this new reality. You want to know the ultimate cosmic secret? The one that won't stay hidden? You want to know our cure? We are not separate. We never were.
Hell yeah, dude.
Okay, so we've...
Boys, I'm so freaking ready for spring. So freaking ready.
This is Nicole Neely. She's a good girl for Daddy Coke and all the boys that want to take away her rights. Her job in the propaganda machine has been to draw attention to DEI and point it as the problem within the school system, create fear among parents that their kids are being turned trans by their liberal teachers. So what she did...
This person grew up with, I think her dad was part of the Heritage Foundation or something, and she's been talking shit about them and how they're trying to do the 7 Mountain mandate. Well, they already have. It's all, everything that's happening now is because that shit is real. They've done it all.
Was form a grassroots movement called Parents Defending Education that was totally totally not funded by dark money at all. I swear. And it's totally a coincidence the day that after it was founded, she was on Fox News already talking about it. That's so crazy. But yes, grassroots movement, I'm sure. So groups like Parents Defending Education and Moms for Liberty go in and help these parents sue their schools and drain their schools' budgets, making the school system, therefore, eventually worse and more susceptible to judgment and finger pointing and why aren't you doing good enough? But it gets even worse than that because Parents Defending Education is a money laundering scheme. You heard today Elon Musk claim that the Lutheran Church is just a money laundering scheme. That's every accusation is an admittance of guilt with these people. Let me explain. So dark money, big oil, whatever, whoever can donate a whole bunch of money to Parents Defending Education. And then Parents Defending Education invests with and is one of the 11 securities holders in a private equity group called Nexus Capital Management. Okay, they only have 11 securities holders, and one of them is Parents Defending Education. And for this contract to even come about, they did a friends and family loophole. So there has to be some connection personally between those in charge of Parents Defending Education and those in charge of Nexus Capital Management for this to have all occurred in a pre-established relationship. You can watch my pinned video where I say I'm a whistleblower, where I kind of explain this more into detail. So Nexus Capital Management decides to go up and buy a bunch of the education companies, and they've been doing this for a while now. Now, interestingly, one of the education companies that they bought up is Savvis Learning Company. And that's one that they have been pushing throughout the country with salesmen that are going around to school districts and kind of pushing it on them, saying, hey, we'll give you this really good deal for free, whatever. And it's been a ploy to get the data of the teachers. First of all, the lesson planning data of the teachers, but secondly, it is because they use DEI materials in their curriculum. They push it in that curriculum. So then they're creating the problem. Do you understand me? That they're then incentivizing people to go and sue the schools for. They're providing the problem, pointing and hollering and yelling up and propagating parents to be so upset about DEI when they're the ones that are supplying it. They're just doing it behind this veil that most cannot see, because most are not going to go through the SEC filings and figure all this out like my weird butt did. And one of the companies that Nexus Capital Management owns is HTT Global, which is a military company. It provides solutions for basically everything you would need to survive Mars-like conditions. Do you see where I'm going with this? And they have big contracts with our Army. Contracts that started way before this administration, mind you. Because if you follow my content, you will know that I fully say that our last administration was in on this as well, by very minimum being non-feasant. Okay? Here's the rest of Nexus Capital Management's portfolio. They're also invested in Media Lab, which bought...
Yeah, dude, everyone is fucking in on it. It's all just, dude, I mean, so I don't know if it's just money makes people mentally ill, or if all of these people, I mean, dude, I think all of these people are literal Nazis. Like, it's so vast. Like, that's why they took my videos down, is because they don't want other people putting together that their fucking friends around them are Nazis. Gaslighting Nazis. Like, dude, literally 2 of my interventionist friends pretend to be Jewish. They're pretenders. Like, that's a big thing, you know? Like, that's what they do. They're fakers. It's so vast. Like, dude, I joke that, like, it's all of Long Island are a bunch of Nazis. I don't think I'm wrong. I think it's, like, most of the people that live there. It's, like, everyone that we see on the internet, on the TV. Yeah, of course the judges. Of course the politicians. It's really not that many people when you're a vast Nazi government. You know what I mean? Like, this coup has been... Dude, I think Israel are a bunch of Nazis that are hiding as Jewish people. For the most part. And the way that my friends acted... It was a fringe idea of mine, but... I mean, the CIA was started 1 year after the end of World War II. We're literally doing exactly what Hitler wanted. Hitler wanted to create Israel. Why are we doing it? Oh, it's because they love Hitler. Like, no matter what, Israelis are Nazis ideologically. And this is how they operate. They think of the most fucked up thing that you could possibly say and do. Like, the Nazis didn't die after Nuremberg. They just hid. And I think a lot of them are hiding as, like, dude, not all of them, but a lot of them are hiding as, like, Jewish people. Yeah. It's the most fucked up thing. You would never fucking accuse them of that, right? Unless you knew it was true. And then think about it. Their whole thing is to make you hate Jewish people. What better way than to like be the pretend Jewish people? Make everyone hate Jewish people so you can continue fucking killing Jewish people, real Jewish people, not the fake Israeli Jewish people, because Israelis are not representative of real Jewish people. They're not. They're Nazis. So, sucks to say it, but I think it's true. I've said it enough too where if it weren't true, I would have heard. But it is true. Think about it, dude. Like, all of the Nazis, like, they admit to 2,000 Nazis being brought over for just NASA. And that's just because they couldn't get away with a big fucking goony-ass German leading NASA without people asking questions. They could do that for all of the CIA, which is literally the American Gestapo. Like, who do you think is running the CIA? Nazis. Otto Skorzeny is the only good Nazi. He ran his mouth before he died, and he said that they brought over 80,000 SS people to America to run a secret government. And boy, doesn't that make everything make sense, right? You know how Elon is be throwing up. So, for instance, like, if you know Ethan Klein, H3H3, he, I suspect, is one of these people who pretends to be Jewish and is actually a Nazi. No matter what, he's married to a Nazi. His wife, Ela, is a straight-up Nazi. Why can't you do DNA tests on Israelis? I think it's because you'll find out that they're fucking German Nazis. So, I don't know. Anyway, that's just one of my harebrained ideas, and when I said that to my FedEx, it made her turn white as a sheet, and originally I thought it was because she was scared of me, but now I think it's because she knows that I know. And then, yeah, it's like people like in the FBI, like Paul Wysopal, Timothy McVeigh, is a hiding Nazi. It's like, it's global, dude. It's worldwide. It's all of our fucking government. It's our politicians. It's the FBI. It's the CIA, bro. All of them. They're all fucking Nazis. All of them. And yeah, some of them are faking, like, being Jewish people. It's false opposition. I mean, it's like Jerry Seinfeld and fucking Larry David. Nazis. Woody Allen. Nazi. They're all Nazis. Love you, Paul. Goon. But yeah, so it's a bunch of Nazis who already killed all the Jewish people. I think that they were way more successful than they even let on in World War II. And then they all fled, they skedaddled because Alan Dulles cleared the way for literally all Nazis to not be punished, bro. They all fled everywhere. And most of their parents, or most of the people who run shit here in America, Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, all these motherfuckers, their grandpappies, Nazis. So, it's the biggest fucking hoodwinking of all time. The Nazis never went anywhere. And then they, half of them claim to be Jewish so that they can do this fucking false opposition thing where people like Nazis like Ian Carroll can be like, look guys, Lucian Grange, he's one CEO of music of UMG or whatever, and look, he says that he's Jewish, so all of music is run by Jewish people. No, it's run by Nazis. And that's what they don't want us to know. The Nazis started the KKK. The Nazis fucking did 9/11. The Nazis did everything. It's always been them. They've done the anthrax thing. They do the fucking, all the school shootings, bro. Everything. The race war. Their fucking Charles Manson shit. All the MK Ultra shit they do to us. It's all the Nazis. The Nazis never lost, boys.
Up like Imager.
The UK's royal family is German Nazis. Like, guys, the fucking, it's very obvious when you finally accept it. Like, we've just been lied to. We've been lied to. Of course we have been. They run all the media. Not Jewish people. The Nazis do. It's honestly like, I can't believe it's taken me this long to fucking fully see through it. But now that I see it, can't unsee it. Can't put that genie back in the bottle. Yeah, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. Larry David and and Woody Allen and fucking, what's his name? Jerry Seinfeld. They're all Nazis doing a minstrel show. Yup. Enjoy that.
Kick, World Star Hip Hop, with Green Meadow Ventures.
That's why they're all into little kids and why they're all fucking weird and why they're all fucking shitty people, and they're all part of the Saturn cult.
Who is a big holder in SpaceX. So this also ties back directly to Elon through these friends and family loopholes that imply a relationship inherently. And we know Elon loves his loopholes.
Yeah, fucking Alan Dulles. Alan Dulles did all this shit. It's like, and it's all at the fucking Vatican's beck and call. Like this is all just a scheme that's like plotted up, bro. Like, they just, yeah, it's like the Vatican uses the Nazi. The Nazis are just the new Knights Templar. They're not even the new ones. I guarantee they're directly the same families. The same group of fucking cucks. Like, I don't think it's a coincidence that all these weird Nazis fucking immigrated to America, including my fucking FedEx's family, through Switzerland, which is where all of the fucking Knights Templar scurried to after the fucking Vatican supposedly punished them all. They all went and became bankers in Switzerland after they went and raped and pillaged the entire fucking world during the Crusades. And now they're still doing the Crusades. That's what Palestine is right now. It's just the continuation of the fucking Crusades. They've always been doing it. All this shit is all over fucking a spiritual war. That's why they make it all seem so fucking silly to most people, because literally they're a bunch of Bible thumpers looking for the fucking Holy Grail. Isn't that wild? Craziness. Oh, these cucks. It's all so daunting sometimes, right, boys?
He's hired SEC lawyers. He's hired people from the CIA to work for him. And he sure does love Latin, doesn't he? And it looks like they also bought up Tom's. You know, Tom's that works with UN in refugee camps throughout the world. Huh. I wonder what those contacts might be used for. I wonder what certain blue something theory of 94 this is all really tying into. Drones and showing this. It's getting too much for me at this point. Pretty much every theory is.
She's talking about the Hopi prophecy, white buffalo calf born, and Project Bluebeam theory.
Coming true. But what I need you to understand is look at these companies and what it implies. Okay. Look, think about what we do with work camps in this country and what's happening with deportation, with homelessness even being called illegal, with, think here for a minute.
Well, a shoe company that, dude, I bet that if that has anything to do with Elon Musk, that should be CIA. I'm sure that's how they traffic people or money, at least. It's like how, I mean, dude, literally, like, Breaking Bad is like how the real world is run. Like, Madrigal and Los Pollos Hermanos, that's how they do everything. So if Elon Musk owns Tom's, I wonder what that's being used for. That's what, like, Rock Nation or whatever, Jay-Z's fake ass music company, that's just there to launder and move cocaine. That's why there's always a nice plane from fucking Bogota, Colombia to Teterboro regularly. Jay-Z's Rock Nation plane does that loop occasionally. Whenever the East Coast needs more cocaine, the CIA has Jay-Z's plane go pick it up in Colombia and then bring it straight to New Jersey. Isn't that awesome? I love that our government makes sure that we always have the good drugs on deck.
And take a look at the...
Yeah, capitalism was always Nazism. Exactly, bro. Yeah, dude. We can't charge these Nazis for their Nazi crimes because America will level Switzerland specifically, which is allegedly neutral, and that's where all them Nazi bunkers and illegal money is capitalism. Yep. Yeah, dude, and I think they keep some of that illegal money in Glacier National Park because I think that's where Hitler and all the fucking Nazis in America, that's where their summer camp is. That's their eagle's nest. Still Moving Bass is still a banger Jay-Z song. Yeah.
Acquisitions, and think about what they're probably doing. And the DOJ allowing contracting with private prisons again. And then when you start looking through the SEC filings to who some of the initial pooled funding for Nexus Capital Management, you just get back to the big boys like Morgan Stanley, Apollo Group, Blackstone. You get even to like Lazard, who is involved with...
The world is smaller than you think. Everything is connected, and look for the details in the small things. Secretary of Defense General Colin Powell said to me at the base of Space Mountain in a private party held by Morgan Stanley, it rented out Disney's Tomorrowland in Orlando in the early 2000s. The world is smaller than you think. Everything is connected, and look for the details in the small things. Dude, that's what we've been saying. I've been saying that forever. Working in film, I was always like, dude, I run into the same people all the time. Like, I thought that this was like making it to the big old world, but even when you're here, it's like, damn, the world's a lot smaller than you think sometimes. But bro, then this jackass is saying that? What the fuck does that mean? General Colin Powell, you fucking cuck, Lebensborn?
I don't know, basically colonizing through the banks around the world, and is tied into Raiffeisen Bank, which has a whole to-do going on right now.
Dude, Sherlock, I literally have had to have Thoth, like, walk me off the ledge today, because I was literally saying this. They've been hitting me with the anxiety gun the last day or two. How the fuck do you stop an intergenerational Nazi movement that has all the capital and money? It's daunting. I know, bro. But yeah, you stop using money and capital. That's true. That someone brought up a good point. Someone was like, it was a TikTok that I'm sure I couldn't find. But they were like, just remember, these people are rich in numbers. Like, numbers on a spreadsheet. None of it is real. Like, it translates to nothing. So we just gotta I think we just got to break the system and then take all of our resources back.
In Russia, okay? This is an international movement, is what I am telling you, of propaganda by big banks, big money. This is it. This is the 7 Mountain Mandate. This is an attempt at an NWO. And you could say, you're a goof troop. I am telling you, I was raised within the cult of the Heritage Foundation. My father was one of the wealth managers to some of their top players, Van Andels, DeVos's. Those people, I grew up going to these parties. They think of us as cattle. They think we're stupid. They think they're superior. They are eugenicists trying to study our genetics and genetic code in with the tech bros to justify their beliefs that they are superior. So just so we're all on the same page, they're going to try to use this AI technology as our AI guides to help keep us indoctrinated and in our ear at all times. Do you understand what I'm saying? To counteract any anti-system thoughts we may have. It's just to keep us good little workers, good little patriots. Get rid of the voices of those crazy leftist teachers that want to teach about, things like the Black Panthers, the Native American history. And then remember that the Heritage Foundation, who also loves our girl Nicole Leahy, is one of the big sponsors of the COSA Act to protect children, supposedly, to be able to monitor what children can do online, to censor children online, whether it's educational apps or websites. Do you see where this is going? Do you see where this was going? This is never about protecting the children from outside harm. This was about protecting the children from anti-capitalist views. So understand that we are in a coup. There was a reason why there was a row of billionaires sitting at the inauguration, and why that they've been talking about how the next war will be fought with drones. They're saying they don't need an army, is what they're trying to tell you. Now, I think they're putting on bigger show than they could really pull off between you and I. But that's what they're trying to make us think, at least. Do you get it? The show around our boy Luigi? Do you get it?
They took Luigi away from us, boys. Give us back Luigi. It's too loud.
Anti-immigrant racism, bigotry that he appeals to.
All right, boys. Let's finish that Hassan video.
A decision made lightly. Everybody I've spoken to loves the idea of the United States owning that piece of land, developing and creating thousands of jobs with something that will be magnificent in a really magnificent area that nobody would know. Nobody can look because all they see is death and destruction and rubble and demolished buildings falling all over. It's just a terrible sight. I've studied it. I've studied this.
Who did it?
Very closely over a lot of months, and I've seen it from every different angle. And it's a very, very dangerous place to be, and it's only going to get worse. And I think this is an idea that's gotten tremendous, and I'm talking about from the highest level of leadership.
Fun fact, 83% of the U.S. military firepower is located overseas and would be cost prohibitive to pull in to confront an insurrection. Noted.
Gotten tremendous praise, and if the United States can help to bring stability and peace in the Middle East, we'll do that. Bibi?
I mentioned again tonight our 3 goals, and the third goal is to make sure that Gaza...
I hate that he has a Philly accent, bro, right?
...never poses a threat to Israel again. President Trump is taking it to a much higher level. He sees a different future for that.
Dude, these guys are glucking this man while he shits diarrhea into down their fucking backs, bro. Literally. It's like a blumpkin. What's a diarrhea blumpkin? That's what they give him.
Piece of land that has been the focus of so much
weird, right?
Terrorism, so many attacks against us,
no, there's been a lot of terrorism in that area, but it's coming from someone else, buddy.
So many trials and so many tribulations. He has a different idea. And I think it's worth paying attention to this. We're talking about it. He's exploring it with his people, with his staff. I think it's...
Like, dude, this guy hasn't he been president of Israel literally since 9/11? How is this possible? How is he still, like, what is he, prime minister? He just gets to do it forever? Isn't this crazy?
something that could change history. And it's worthwhile really pursuing this avenue.
America first out the window? Chatter. There was never an America first principle. What do you mean? Even the terrorists themselves don't actually yield.
He's a Polish Philadelphian high school grad named Ben Milikowski. And dude, I bet he's Polish in the way that that one guy was Polish in Canada that got that standing ovation, remember? Do you think, I wonder if his grandpa worked for the Waffen SS, you know what I mean? No way, right? That would be crazy. All these people who act like Nazis, they couldn't be related to Nazis, right? It's so weird. Like, I know it's hard to put the two together that they're like bombing women and children relentlessly and lying to them about where they're going to be safe and stuff like that, and basically putting them in concentration camps and not letting them go anywhere and just killing them repeatedly over and over and over. Like, that's pretty Nazi-ish, but they say they aren't Nazis, so I don't know.
America first principles at all. America first is just pure marketing so that you can put profits first. You can put war first. You can put profiteers that want to rebuild Gaza first, and then the real estate developers that come in afterwards. It's capitalism first, always and forever.
Somewhat more violent, I will tell you that, because they would have broken their word. Mr. Witkoff and his entire group have been working 24 hours around the...
Oh yeah, they were trying to overturn the Israeli Supreme Court before October 7th, too.
...clock, and they want them out, and promises have been made to them, and we'll see whether or not those promises will be kept. But we want all the hostages, that's right.
How much time do you think it will take?
Mr. President, you support Israeli sovereignty in Judea and Samaria, areas which many believe is the biblical homeland of the Jewish people.
That's a great question, man. That's totally...
many of your representatives, you're represented very well, and people do like the idea, but we haven't taken a position on it yet. But we will be we'll be making an announcement probably on that very specific topic over the next 4 weeks. Go ahead, please.
Holy...
Please.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. So you just said that you think all the Palestinians should be relocated to other countries. Does that mean that you do not support a two-state solution?
It doesn't mean anything about a two-state or one state or any other state. It means that we want to have, we want to give people a chance at life. They have never had a chance at life because the Gaza Strip has been a hellhole for people living there. It's been horrible. Hamas has made it
What are you gonna do?
so bad, so dangerous, so unfair to people. And by doing what I'm recommending that we do, it's a very strong recommendation, but it is a strong recommendation. By doing that, we think we're going to bring perhaps great peace to long beyond this area. And I have to stress, this is not for Israel. This is for everybody in the Middle East, Arabs, Muslims. This is for everybody. This would be where they can partake in terms of jobs and living and all of the other benefits. And I think it's very...
Yeah, bro, they're gonna have so many new jobs of scraping up women and children's bodies and bones from the wreckage of all of these fucking buildings. Isn't that gonna be awesome, bro? Everyone's gonna have a new job for a month.
very important. It just doesn't work the other way. You know, you can't keep trying. They just has been going along for so many decades, you can't even count. You just can't keep doing. You have to learn from history. You can't keep doing the same mistake over and over again. Gaza is a hellhole right now. It was before the bombing started, frankly. And we're going to give people a chance to live in a beautiful community that's safe and secure. And I think you're going to see a tremendous outflowing of support. I can tell you, I spoke to other leaders of countries in the Middle East, and they love the idea. They say it would really bring stability, and what we need is stability. Yes, sir, please. Go ahead.
Thank you. Are you still committed to imposing sanctions on the ICC despite the move being stalled in the Senate? And please, a question for the Prime Minister as well. The President has been very clear about his desire to achieve a deal with Saudi Arabia. How do you settle this if Israel is required to renew the war against Hamas in the future?
That's literally Channel 14. That's Benjamin Netanyahu's channel.
I think everybody understands that just as the President fought and defeated Al-Qaeda and ISIS, that we can't leave Hamas there because Hamas will continue the battle to destroy Israel. They'll do, you know, when in this temporary ceasefire, one of their leaders comes out, you know what he says? We're going to do October 7th again, except we'll do it bigger. So obviously, you can't talk about peace neither with Hamas or in the Middle East if this, you know, toxic, murderous organization is left standing. Any more than you could make peace in Europe after World War II if the Nazi regime was left standing and the Nazi army was left standing. You wanted
that did happen, by the way.
Out the people
but you guys.
Germany's post-World War II government was riddled with former Nazis. Bros, it's like literally none of them went anywhere. None of them, bro. None of them. None of them were punished. None. They all live here now. Literally, all of Long Island. Germany's post-World War II government was riddled with former Nazis. 90 of the 170 leading lawyers and judges in the then West German Justice Ministry had been members of the Nazi Party. That's more than half. Of those 90 officials, 34 had been members of the SA, Nazi Party paramilitaries who aided Hitler's rise and took part in Kristallnacht, a night of violence that believed to have left 91 Jewish people dead. Yeah, right. More than that. If Israel have been fascists all along, that means they sacrificed their own guys and created Hitler to justify giving themselves that land. No, I think that no, they really did kill a bunch of Jewish people, I think. And then I think a lot of the people that fucking moved to Israel are either ideologically Nazis or hiding Nazis. Like, Ben-Gvir is a Nazi. Like, Bibi Netanyahu. These people are Nazis. Ela Klein's family, Nazis. Ethan Klein's family, they're all Nazis. All these YouTuber influencer families, they're all fucking Nazis. All these fucking Leonardo DiCaprio's family. Like, it's all of the people who are in fucking charge of everything. It's therapists' families. It's fucking all the NASA people. Like, I think it's a big show, a lot of it.
Are also closer to the Nazis in this situation. Israel is the Nazis in this equation. Make no mistake.
From you, do you have any plan to change Afghanistan situation? Are you able to recognize Taliban? Because I'm an Afghan journalist.
But Israel have been fascist all along. I mean, they're literally, Hitler wanted them to do exactly what they're doing, and they're still doing it. What?
And suffered women. Any comment about Afghanistan? What's your future plan for Afghan people, especially Afghanistan?
I have a little hard time understanding you. Where are you from? Oh. Actually, it's a beautiful voice and a beautiful accent. The only problem is I can't understand a word you're saying.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Look at Bibi Netanyahu's little fucking troll face over here, bro. Look at it. Look at him snickering. God.
Actually, it's a beautiful voice and a beautiful accent. The only problem is I can't understand a word you're saying. But,
oh
but
my
I just say
God.
this.
Oh
good
my
luck.
God.
Live in peace. Go ahead, please. Say it. Go ahead, please.
So weird. Normal.
Follow up on what you were saying about the Gazans leaving Gaza, going to other countries. One, where exactly are you suggesting that they should go? And two, are you saying they should return after it's rebuilt? And if not, who do you envision living there?
He's
I
like
envision
white people.
a world, people.
He's like, hopefully white people. That's what us Nazis want.
Living there. The world's people. I think you'll make that into an international, unbelievable place. I think the potential in the Gaza Strip is unbelievable. And I think the entire world, representatives from all over the world will be there, and they'll live there.
Everyone except for fucking Palestinians, boys.
The Palestinians also. Palestinians will live there. Many people will live there. But they've tried the other, and they've tried it for
Many people will live there.
decades and decades and decades. It's not going to work. It
Look at
didn't work. It
Netanyahu's
will
face
never
when
work.
Trump talks about permanent ethnic displacement.
You
He
have to
can't
learn
even
from
stop
history.
himself from
History is-
smirking.
You know, you just can't let it keep repeating itself. We have an opportunity to do something that could be phenomenal. And I don't want to be cute. I don't want to be a wise guy, but the Riviera of the Middle East, this could be something that could be so bad. This could be so magnificent.
Boys, Las Vegas, Palestine edition. What do you think? Huh? What the fuck do you think about that idea? I think that's a good idea. I think if I was on The Apprentice right now, I would have just won.
But more importantly than that is the people that have been absolutely destroyed that live there now can live in peace in a much better situation because they're living in hell. And those people will now be able to live in peace. We'll make sure that it's done world class. It'll be wonderful for the people. Palestinians mostly we're talking about. And I have a feeling that despite them saying no, I have a feeling that the king in Jordan and that the general president, but that the general in Egypt will open their hearts and will give us the kind of land that we need to get this done, and people can live in harmony and in peace. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, Dicroic, who would go there? Nazis. They're everywhere.
Very much. Thank you.
Yeah, Jordan has already said that that's not going to happen, but it doesn't matter because Jordan is literally already a Western invention to begin with. So I don't know how much pressure they can apply in this process, but it's wonderful because this way you push the Palestinians into Egypt and Jordan, and then a decade later you can also invade Egypt and Jordan, you know, saying security threats exist. This way Israel can maintain its Greater Israel project. American foreign policy only goes in one direction, chat. As I've said time and time again, it's uniparty and it only goes in one direction, and that direction is evil. What a lot of Americans, or what a lot of the people in charge right now fail to comprehend here, is that the forcible ethnic displacement of 1.8 million Palestinians in broad daylight to Egypt and Jordan will not only destabilize these countries, right? It will also create a gigantic problem in terms of instability for these nations, because every single person under the rulership of Sisi or under the rulership of the Jordanian king recognizes right from wrong and will create unimaginable chaos in the region. Okay. Same with Saudi Arabia. Why do you think MBS still says, hey, I love the nukes. I love you, Donald Trump. You are my guy. Okay. I've given you billions of dollars. You're my buddy. You're my buddy in the White House. I'm happy to play ball with you. But having said that, we got to recognize Palestine. Okay. 67 boundaries. MBS has time and time again maintained the position that he thinks Palestinians are annoying. Okay. In the simplest terms, Mohammed bin Salman, the king of Saudi Arabia, crown prince of Saudi Arabia, has long maintained the position that he considers the Palestinian plight as a nuisance. But why is he still saying we have to make sure that there is some sort of recognition for Palestinian territory? It's because even in Saudi Arabia, the Saudi public is directly at odds with MBS. Okay. If it were up to MBS, he'd be like, yeah, wipe them out. I don't care. Great. Kill them all. Right. I want to be able to do more sports washing. I want to be recognized broadly. I want nukes. I want to be recognized broadly by the Western world. The problem for him, though, is that even his population in Saudi Arabia are very, very frustrated if he were to concede to Israel without any sort of recognition of a Palestinian state. USA taking over Gaza, Pog. Dude, that's awesome. I love imagining corn-fed boys from Arkansas going and dying in the Middle East at the behest of our additional state there, Israel. Our military base in the region is far too important for us. So you're just going to go die in the Middle East. Awesome, dude. Sick. Okay, good luck. You're going to get your legs blown off. You're going to get your dick blown off. You're going to come back home if you're lucky, and you'll get some of that sweet health care. Okay. A lot to look forward to. Pog. Yeah. We're dying. We're dying for Israel, baby. Hell yeah. Fantastic. Man, look at Bibi smiling as he sees his domestic coalition reform comfortably after all of this. As is his political survival is secured. You, me, and so many others have been saying this would happen for more than a year, but it somehow still hits like a truck to see with my own eyes. I just pray the world doesn't look away. I don't know what the world is capable of doing if America has its heart set on permanent occupation and permanent death and destruction in the region. I truly don't know. That's the other side of this process. The only country that can save us is China, and China has its own allegiances with Israel, as I've mentioned time and time again. So I don't know. It is incredibly bleak. I'm not going to lie to you. Do you think Saudi Arabia and Sunni Arab states will cede to U.S. Israeli demands for Palestinian displacement to refugee camps in neighboring countries? The forcible displacement of 1.8 million is genocide. There is no room for ambiguity or plausible deniability whatsoever. Is so f***ed, man. Yeah, but don't you understand? He wants to build a Riviera. They're not even hiding it. Like, they're openly just stating mass ethnic displacement of 1.8 million Palestinians indigenous to the land that have already been displaced once to go to the Gaza Strip, out of the Gaza Strip. It is unambiguously ethnic cleansing.
Yeah, dude. These cocks. All right, let's see what minutes of horror.
We are going to be looking at some disturbing videos, strange and odd news stories, and as always, let's go ahead and get right into today's video. Now look, I do have to come out and say that I feel like I failed. I had to come out and give a YouTuber apology and apologize to you all Because when you subscribe to this channel, you had the understanding that you were getting rainbows, sprinkles, packs of Shiba Inus, happiness. You were wanting minutes of positivity, and all I have been providing is minutes of horror. You know, fear or fear-mongering. But I can't help but to connect dots. When I see things in the news, and we all know who news and media are owned and operated by, but when they are giving us certain stories and I connect those dots, and then later on, it seems like they confirm those dots by giving us more dots. Dots that connect directly to the previous dots. But anyway, what am I talking about? If you have not realized, for the past few days, I have been talking about this plane crash in Washington, D.C., the Black Hawk helicopter that crashed into the American Airlines Eagle plane.
Oh, is bro gonna talk about the fucking missile they launched into Philly?
Yesterday, I uploaded a video where I said that there are a lot of strange quote-unquote coincidences between the Washington, D.C. plane crash, even the Philadelphia plane crash, and the Super Bowl, to the point that people are saying that keep your eyes on the Super Bowl. Something big may happen, in the style of a major false flag event, because there are just way too many eerie things going on, way too many, again, eerie quote-unquote coincidences. And not only that, day one of 2025, we had this event, this horrible event happen in New Orleans. So that has a lot of people thinking that another event like that could happen in New Orleans. And we are going to have a mass gathering at the Super Bowl that takes place in New Orleans. With all these horrible events and incidences going on, people are taking to multiple social media platforms and warning people, do not go to the Super Bowl. And I guess people are taking note because we are getting news coming out saying Super Bowl ticket prices are dropping by thousands more than last year.
Nice.
Reading this article from Temple EDU, it says that Super Bowl tickets are...
Dude, all the FBI school shooters are gonna make everyone boycott the Super Bowl this year?
Currently pricing at $6,304, and as of Monday, they are down roughly 33%. There is that number again. It always has to haunt me in every one of these strange news stories. But anyway, last year tickets were pricing at $9,400. Ticket prices are down because people just do not want to buy this year's Super Bowl tickets. And that could be because of a number of factors. For one, people are tired of seeing the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. They feel like it's rigged and they will win, so why waste your money on going to something you know what the outcome will be? The Kansas City Chiefs exhaustion. And we already had the Eagles versus the Chiefs, I believe, 2 years ago. So yes, I strongly agree. That has a lot to do with the ticket sales. People are just burnt out seeing the Kansas City Chiefs. But I strongly feel like there are a good amount of people that are afraid to even go to this year's Super Bowl. There are even people online saying that because of all the news that's coming out, they are selling their tickets. They are selling their seats. Some people are even selling their tickets a lot less than what they paid for because they feel like something is going to happen. And look, it might not. Nothing might happen. And I feel like we might be looking at another giant ritual here and not really anything physical, not anything we see anyway. But some people are just like, I'd rather be safe than sorry. Then yesterday, right after I finished uploading that video to YouTube, I mean directly after, where people were saying how they feel some sort of way about this year's Super Bowl, news comes out that Trump will attend this year's Super Bowl. He will be the first president to sit at the Super Bowl. I was like, this has to be a joke. Somebody has to be pranking me, because I just finished uploading a video not even an hour ago where I said that people were feeling some sort of way about this year's Super Bowl. They feel like there's going to be a horrible event, a false flag, and yet not even an hour later we get this news.
Security around the Super Bowl just got a lot tighter. The White House confirmed today that President Trump will be going to the big game.
They're gonna do like the 6th assassination attempt on Trump when he's there. They're like, one of these assassination attempts is definitely gonna make the youths love Trump.
The first sitting president in history to do so. The Superdome in New Orleans seats 76,468 people, and one of those seats will be occupied by Donald Trump.
President Trump will be in the stands this Sunday at the Super Bowl. The first time ever a sitting president will attend the big game. Lisa Guerrero is in New Orleans.
With the president coming to town, you can bet security, which is already tighter than ever, is getting beat.
Yeah, dude, Kendrick and SZA's show are gonna fucking rule. I can't wait to see that, actually.
Beefed up even more. This city is still on edge after the deadly Bourbon Street terror attack just 35 days ago. And many of the streets downtown are barricaded, closed to traffic.
Security around the Super Bowl.
So yes, as you heard that news reporter say, with all these things going on, all these crazy events, people having their eyes on New Orleans and this mass gathering, Trump will be the first president to ever attend
the Super Bowl at the Superdome.
The Super Bowl. Now, again, I want to make it very clear. I'm not saying that anything will happen. I'm just saying, what are the odds given that previous video and, you know, what other people are talking about? Now, here's where things get crazier, because on the exact same day, February 4th, yesterday, when it was announced to the public that Trump would go to the Super Bowl, or he will be at the Super Bowl, this was also announced on the exact same day.
So I'm signing this, and I'm unhappy to do it, but I really have not so much choice, because we have to be strong and firm, and I hope that it's not going to have to be used in any great measure at all. It'd be great if we could have a Middle East and maybe a world at total peace. We don't want to be tough on Iran. We don't want to be tough on anybody, but they just can't have a nuclear weapon.
Mr. President, are you going to engage in conversations with your counterpart in Iran?
I would.
And why say that you're unhappy to sign it if it's
That sound of him signing, I fucking hate, right?
Iran and their proxies who have threatened to retaliate against you and your team by killing you guys for taking out Soleimani?
Well, they haven't done that, and that would be a terrible thing for them to do. Not because of me. If they did that, they would be obliterated. That would be the end. I've left instructions. If they do it, they get obliterated. There won't be anything left. And they shouldn't be able to do it. And Biden should have said that, but he never did. I don't know why. Lack of intelligence, perhaps. But he never said it.
Mr. President, when you said if they do it, they get obliterated. Just to be clear, you're talking about if Iran made an attempt on your life.
Yeah, that would be called.
He's like the 10th assassination attempt, boys.
Called total obliteration.
So yes, Trump comes out again February 4th saying that if anything were to happen to me, take Iran off the map. He basically gave the Godfather speech. Remember, the Godfather said if...
Bro, what if they fake taking Trump out? They take the whole Super Bowl out so that we can go to war with Iran. You know the FBI would do that, bro. You know they would.
Even a lightning bolt were to strike Michael Corleone, I'm going to blame everybody in this room. He said if something were to happen to me, take out Iran. We know, most people know, that the so-called powers that be, they want to so badly have this conflict with Iran. They are foaming at the mouth when it comes to having a conflict with Iran. That is just such crazy timing. It really is. And again, we want to hope for the best. Minutes of positivity. We want to put it out there that nothing happens at this year's Super Bowl. The game happens and it's just that. But you take a look at all this, you put everything in a bowl with all those strange coincidences. You have Trump attending, Trump saying this now. It's just looking like it just doesn't look good. I really hope I get those comments on February 10th where people say, see, nothing happened, you're wrong, and you're just a fearmonger and so forth. I really hope I get those comments. But with all of this surrounding the Super Bowl, again, it feels like the solar eclipse where there was just so much anxiety surrounding the solar eclipse with all that news coming out. And even though, again, nothing happened that we saw with our own eyes, there was still one big ritual surrounding the solar eclipse because, again, we had CERN out there, we had NASA doing very odd things, we had very odd events going on, and it felt like the eclipse was like a precursor to a lot of strange events that are currently going on today. News was out there, they were saying how there's going to be a blackout, there's going to be an earthquake, there's going to be shortages, make sure to go get your supplies, the National Guard was going to be out there, and none of that stuff happened. But again, it was a way to give our energy towards that day with all that anxiety. And it feels sort of like the same way here with the Super Bowl. But going back to Iran, they really want this massive conflict with Iran, and it could be anybody to cause a false flag event and so forth, and they'll just blame it on Iran. And people have been saying how Trump has been making a lot of enemies with the cartels, people in different countries. Even in the United States, when it comes to the CIA, we had news come out that the CIA is getting rid of a lot of people because of what Trump is doing with the federal. This news was also announced yesterday among
Trump offers deferred resignation to national security and intelligence workers. What?
Anything else?
This is just going to be, they're like, yeah, all these people quit the CIA, and separately we've started a new group called the American Gestapo, and we're hiring totally new people, not the old CIA.
The CIA
people.
is getting rid of everybody.
Fox News alert, the Wall Street Journal is reporting the CIA has reportedly just offered a buyout to its entire workforce. Everyone in the agencies telling employees late today they can quit their jobs and receive about 8 months of pay and benefit.
What the fuck?
It's a part of Trump's push to downsize the federal government.
Sure. The CIA, dude, have you ever heard of this? The CIA was like, the president wants to wipe out our entire agency. Quite like how JFK said that he wanted to shatter them to a million pieces and scatter them in the winds. And now they're doing it themselves. What? Shut the fuck up, dude.
So again, we got all these announcements coming out, and it seems like all on the same day.
They blew JFK's brains out of his head for what they're willingly doing now themselves. Sure. Right.
Hey, February 4th. But we get all these announcements coming out where he's doing this, he's doing that, and he's making people that are involved in this very unhappy. And they want to blame Iran if anything were to happen to this man. On the exact same day, they're announcing he's going to be at the Super Bowl. Can't make this up. Can't make this up whatsoever. Feels like a giant movie script. And at the same time, we have predictive programming.
It is a giant movie script.
With Hollywood, because apparently a TV show came out called, I believe it's called Paradise or Conspiracy, something along those lines, where the premise is that the president of the United States was taken out. And they're trying to figure out who did it. So there's that. When we know that Hollywood is showing us something ahead of time, we know something is in the works in real life. But it feels like everything is just one big movie script and it's playing out in real time. With all these eerie coincidences, these dots connecting and so forth, again, it just feels like one big script playing out. So again, we
QAnon knows the call is coming from inside the house too. Is Trump trying to make them happy, or is it all part of the CIA's plan? Is Trump too unstable for these Nazis as an anti-establishment player, or is he totally in with the Nazis and this is all orchestrated? Yeah, this is all orchestrated. I mean, Trump's an actor. Literally, he's an actor. Ronald Reagan was an actor. Like, all these people, they're just fucking actors. Biden was an actor. Like, I mean, dude, Hitler was an actor. They're all just actors. They're shitty actors. But they're just there to fucking... Like, Trump is not making any decisions. He's given a little leash to, like, say and do whatever he wants, but he's only told what they want him to know. You know what I mean? But, yeah, this is all just part of... This is some TikTok said it best. It was like, This just literally feels like the billionaires are ripping the copper wiring out of or the copper plumbing out of the walls. That's exactly what this is. So they're just fucking letting people like this and Elon and Peter Thiel continue ripping the copper out till there's nothing left. And then they think at the end it's going to be all of us kill each other. And then they can just reset us again. Zelensky's literally an actor. Yeah. It's all just bullshit. It sounds crazy, but it's really not that crazy, dude. It's just like a local news network blown up to be global. Like we're talking about the Vatican here, you know? We're talking about the American colonial fucking project. Like, of course they can hire 50,000 people that can keep this big old fucking lie. And they have to, because all of their families are here because of this lie. So they have to fucking do it, you know? That's how it makes sense to me anyway. I don't know. It's crazy. It's all fucking nuts. But yeah, Trump is definitely rolling with the CIA, FBI, Nazis. I mean, his uncle is the one who stole all of Tesla's fucking inventions and gave them to Hitler. Shared them with Schmittler-Boo.
Have, January 1st, 2025, we have the terror attack in New Orleans. Then we have Trump attending the Super Bowl and then saying how if there's an attack by Iran and he's targeted or anybody's targeted, then, take...
Oh, yeah. Is it going to be like the Bane scene at the football game? Hopefully after the halftime show. Don't do it before.
White Iran again off the map. And I really don't follow prophecies and stuff like that on TikTok and YouTube, but I was very, very shocked about the previous woman who accurately predicted the plane crashes, the 2 plane crashes back to back just a day prior. That woman was the Hawker's Eye on TikTok, but there's another woman, Lioness for the Kingdom 85, who made a prediction back on January 31st 2025, which kind of...
I was born in the dark. Entropy suggests fascism is not physically possible, which is a comforting thought, but there will be horror as they try. Yeah, I hope it's not possible. They're getting pretty close.
Everything that I'm saying in this video. Now, I'm going to go ahead and play her video in a second, but like we've been saying for quite some time now, we feel like everything is just leading to a head. Everything is leading to something very big.
I know many of you are waiting for my prophecy, for my vision of the teriyaki bowl. I have a paper here where...
Wait, did she say it's called the teriyaki bowl? What?
I'm gonna share some of the words that I saw in the vision. But please, I want to say something before I share this vision. Please be kind to one another. And don't come for the messenger. I'm just the messenger. Don't come after me. Many of you are saying, oh, why you got to talk with code? If God gave you a message, God gave it to you, he can let you share it. Yes, don't you understand we're in a spiritual war? We are in a spiritual war. This is not a joke. If you follow me on Facebook, you're going to see that I had different kinds of visions. And last week, one of the visions that I had last week, I saw war in heaven. I saw angels fighting in heaven. I saw war in heaven. This is not the first time that I have seen war in heaven. If you go to Facebook on my profile, you're going to see the pictures that I saw, similar to what I saw in a vision that I had in April of 2023. So please be kind to one another. Don't be coming after me. I'm just a messenger. The reason I cannot talk directly with the words that I saw in my vision is because my video...
Best watch yourself, Zane. The fucking... you might get ICE stopping by. You know the Fettle Deddle Doos are in here. Watch out. I'm hiding them in my ex's garage. Rich. Oh, man.
You can be taken down. The same thing I had going, the same thing was happening to me on Facebook. That's why I'm on TikTok, because I was more active on Facebook. but I was being persecuted. When I mean persecuted, I was being censored on Facebook. Many of my videos were censored. Facebook even took down one of my prophecies that I had shared about Donald Trump, about Obama, and about Kamala. It got
I'm not despairing. It is daunting, but I do think that we've already won too. I think a lot of people, too many people know about it. They need to reset us now if they don't want us to fucking figure all this shit out and get everyone to understand what's happening.
I deleted. I had to redo it. So if you follow me for a long time, you know that I'm not lying. So please be kind to one another, okay? So I'm gonna share this vision that I had. I had this vision a couple of days ago. I can't even remember the date. Sorry, the vision, I had it on January the 31st of 2025. That's when I had the vision. And I was trying to share it, but I could not share it. I'm gonna try to share it, and I'm gonna try to use some codes, okay?
You better share it now.
So I was dreaming that I was going to a stadium. I was going to a teriyaki bowl. To a teriyaki.
My name is Ted Cruz, and me. My name is Ted Cruz, and me and Tom Segura are both hiding illegal aliens on our street. Don't tell anyone.
Teriyaki bowl. Please let me know if you can see the words. I was going to a teriyaki bowl. At the entrance of the stadium, there was a man selling some newspapers. As he was selling this newspaper, I stand there, to greet the man, and somehow I picked up one of the newspaper. I'm not sure if I was buying it or what, but I picked up the newspaper. So when I picked up the newspaper, on the newspaper, I saw these words, but in big letters, I saw these words. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, terror
These
attack.
words, okay. And I saw on the side of those words, I saw the American flag, and I heard the spirit of the Lord.
Paul, if anyone's doing a T-word attack, you know who's on it. You know who the fuck's on it. Let's ask. Let's ask our friend Paul. Oh, he still blocked me. What a cuck, dude. Why can I still see him though? Is that because Elon doesn't protect people? What is this madness, bro? Paul's just... Oh, I like this. Paul reposted this picture of a door, or this video of a door, an armored door. Nice, Paul. Normal guy. Oh, Paul's talking about the bells too. Anyway, if anyone's doing a fucking T-word attack at the Super Bowl, we know it's our boy. Pimply-faced Paul. Our boy. We love him. You're infecting Paul.
Lord said, do not enter the stadium because there will be a boom. So somehow, as the Lord was talking to me, I kept getting close to the gate of the stadium. When I got close to the stadium, close to the gate, I just heard a sudden like boom, like a sudden blast, and I saw like a lot of dark smoke, and I saw like fire all over the place. But it hit me, so I flew. It kind of like hit the boom hit me, and as I was on the ground, I wasn't sure if I was alive or what, but I was covering in red. I was covered in red ketchup. And I saw a lot of black smoke. I saw a lot of black smoke. And then I could hear in my ears, like when something pops in your ear, like when a sudden blaster, when something blasts close to your ear and you can't hear, something like that. And then I heard the Lord say also this word. These are the 3 words.
Bro, what the fuck does that even say? Oh, false flag.
That I heard from the Lord in this vision. So
we know that.
I hope that you can see it now and you can pray Can you pray? Please pray for the teriyaki bowl. Pray for the safety of everyone. This is not, listen, the spirit of fear.
Is this shit really called the teriyaki bowl? What is it called? Why does she keep calling it the teriyaki bowl? Because it's going to have a terrorist attack? The wake of the truck attack incident. Paul has been putting in work. They did put in work earlier this year. Who played in the Super Bowl last year? Was it the same fucking teams? The Chiefs and the Eagles. What was last year? The 49ers and the Chiefs. Then the previous year was the Chiefs and the Eagles, right? Chiefs and the Eagles? Ew, dude, it's always the Chiefs? No, then it was the Rams and the Bengals. Cucks. So Taylor Swift's boyfriend gets to be in the Super Bowl all the time, and then they go, Taylor Swift is not a CIA psyop. Yeah, the logo is weird as fuck. What is this? It looks like it says CIA a little bit. What is it supposed to be? These fucking weirdos.
It's not a spirit of God. Please, I'm going to say this with love.
It's just so interesting, going back to the woman who said that about the planes the day before, how this woman is saying back in January, before all this news came out on February 4th, how there's going to be a false flag and a terror attack. And we're learning today how if there is one, that, you know, they're going to blame Iran. Things just continue to get stranger and stranger, and dots are connecting to dots that shouldn't be connecting. But in any case, thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel and you want to see more, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please like, as any engagement does help the channel grow. Once again, thank you so much for your support.
There's like you, like Shane Gillis, like Joe Rogan. You guys are also rock stars. Like I hear all about it.
Today I was in the grocery
Brent in the house, boys. All right. We might be wrapping up between 9 and 9:30, I think, because I got a lot of shit to do before I take off for this weekend. So this might be the last thing we do tonight. And honestly, this might be perfect. Brent Kreichner and Travis Borkner. Let's go. When a hack comedian meets a humble rock star who is part of the Kardashian devil-worshipping clan and survived a plane crash with 90% of the burn of his body burned and no longer has any burns on his body and all of his tattoos are fine. What's up with that, Travis? What is up with that? Did you sacrifice your friend on that flight so you could become the Dark Lord of Drums? Travis, I hope not. Anyway, here we go. Brent Kreichner and Travis Barker. This is going to be great.
There's like you, like Shane Gillis, like Joe Rogan. You guys are also rock stars. Like I hear all about it.
Today I was in the grocery store and I got recognized, and I said to I was with Stacy, that lady you just met, and she goes, "It's because you're just loud. You're just a large person." I am pretty normal, But I do like fame, and I think it's gross. Talked about that in therapy.
Really?
Yeah.
The only thing Bert Kreischer loves more than being famous and getting recognized in public is talking about being famous and getting recognized in public. And thank God he's got a podcast to discuss his fame and fortune on. Otherwise, none of us would know just how rich and fortunate he really is. It's also a safe space for him to talk to other rich and famous people where they can openly exchange notes and give each other advice on how to deal with being in the top 1%. But what happens when a top 250 comedy assassin meets a humble rock star?
You have no idea.
Bro went full Brendan Schaub in that one. But on the latest episode of Two Bears, One Cave, our boy Bert was flying solo with Blink-182 drummer Travis Barker, which ended up being a peach's delight thanks to their shared love of exercise, sobriety, and love of family, as well as their shared fear of flying, which I'll come to towards the end. As you can imagine, though, Bert was more interested in discussing life as a famous person because we know just how much he enjoys the perks of being a superstar comedian.
I enjoy just the idea that I could f other people.
Yeah, that's good.
Like I've never cheated on my wife, but the idea that I could,
yeah, it's good.
And I could get pretty hot.
Yeah.
Like I kind of wish maybe I'll sign up for.
Wait, Skitter said, as soon as the Super Bowl logo comes out, you know which teams are going. The logo is always 2 colors. Each color is a team. Yeah, that shit would be rigged as fuck, bro. Nazis. Dude, I do think, like, remember when I was trying to figure out who was the guy that got all the 1942 submarine saboteurs hooked up? Hold on. Come on, boys, open up, Miro. Walter Cappy. I don't know, Walter Cappy and Roger Goodell. Maybe. No, maybe not. But I do think that the Nazis be running the NFL completely. Robert Kraft, he's definitely one of these Nazis. This homie, Tom Brady's. Yeah, buddy.
For Tinder just to show my wife who swipes right on me. You know how easy it would be for me, 20-year-old? I can impress her so much. Like, I could just take her, put her on a private jet. She'd be like, whoa. And then I'd be like, yeah, this is what we do.
Honestly, all I can say is I'm glad Bert doesn't have young daughters who might hear him say those things. That could get really fucking weird for them, you know? But publicly creeping on 20-year-old girls at the age of 55 aside, Bert's conversation...
Or you mean Travis didn't start it, right? You mean Tom DeLonge started the UFO Stars Academy, right? But yeah, it is very Laurel Canyon. For sure, dude. Tom Brady has crazy eyes, Nazi brows, right? Yeah. And it makes sense why Tom Brady was doing that XTC fucking Sam Bankman-Fried scam. They're all Nazis, bro. At least he has his shirt on.
With Travis Barker was
watch out, Brent might not have a shirt
really
on.
Interesting because we got to see the difference between a narcissistic, inflamed, talentless hack compared to a humble, healthy, talented artist. All right, sorry, just before we do that though, is it just me or is Bert red as fuck again? Seriously, what is going on with him?
Boozing.
I thought he was working out and doing ice baths like Papa Rogan told him to, cutting back on the drinking and taking his meds. Why does he look like a beetroot doused in coconut oil? And thank God somebody else noticed as well. I can feel Bert's 195/153 blood pressure through the screen. Bert went from spray tan orange to heart attack purple. Bro seriously looks like he's gonna pop every single time he laughs. He reminds me of that Violet chick from Willy Wonka who blew up like a fucking blueberry.
Yeah, dude, Grandpa Jr., all the comedy scene now are feds. Literally, bro. I don't even think it's now. I think it's always been like that. I mean, it's always been the music scene. But yeah, literally every single comedian, Joe Nito Rogalini, fucking Tom Segura, this guy, fucking Brendan Schaub, all these people are fucking feds, dude. It's crazy.
And had to get juiced by Oompa Loompas. Anyway, I digress. Let's get back to comedian versus rock star.
Do you like fame?
I don't really think about it much.
You've been famous for my whole adult life.
Like, I feel like being able to throw 5Ks and raise money for like incarcerated firefighters or LAFD, I feel like that's cool. That's a cool way to use like people knowing who I am. But I don't really think of it other than that, you know? Yeah. I don't know. I'm like a dad. I hang out with my kids and I go to the studio every day and run and exercise. Like, I think sometimes me and my wife are just like, we just want to be normal. Like, we pretty much live a pretty normal life.
Does the Kardashian want to be normal?
Really?
You know? Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What if you don't? What if you're not normal? Like, okay, because today I was in the grocery store and I got recognized and I said I was with Stacy, that lady you just met, and she goes, it's because you're just loud. You're just a large person. And I the lady, I bought a bunch of steaks for my sister's birthday. The lady said, can I come to the party? And I went, yeah. And then as she left, she said, I'll see you tonight. I said, you better show up. And then everyone looks at me and then they go, hey, Bert, what's up? Can you just go to the grocery store?
I will, but like how you handled it, like you acted normal, right? Yeah. You were like, oh yeah, for sure, you go to the party, whatever. I feel like that's what you do, and then they just like, oh, it's just Bert. What up, Bert? You know what I mean? People just start to treat you like you're normal and like you want to be treated.
I am pretty normal, but I do like fame, and I think it's gross. Talked about that in therapy.
Really?
Yeah.
These famous Bert stories are getting out of hand, but they're also fucking hilarious. In literally every single Two Bears episode these days, he has a new story about being recognized in public, and they're always complete bullshit. No one has ever seen Bert Kreischer out in public and spontaneously said, what's up, Bert? What really happened was Bert made a scene in The Butcher so everyone would notice him, and then he had to explain to them.
I'd be like, Bert, Brent, take your shirt off. Show us the gadget. Come on. Show us the automaton.
Who he was. Maybe he even got his phone out and Googled himself to show them that he really actually is famous, and then asked if anybody wanted a photo with him. That's a much more believable story in my opinion. If Bert gets reincarnated, he'd probably come back as a governor's daughter who threatens the cops in a traffic stop and says the infamous line, do you know who I am? Before spitting racist slurs while she's resisting arrest. I don't know why I thought of that, but could you imagine if by the graces of God, Bert went on a drunken rampage and started destroying shit because nobody recognized him, and it was all caught on camera? Fuck, that would be a gift, huh? He'd still somehow try to use it as a flex though. Hey, can someone pull up that clip of me getting arrested at the airport? Anyway, I will say though, before we keep shitting on Bert, he actually did come through on this episode when Travis told a story about how Paul McCartney deals with fame. This was such a good pickup from Bert. I'm legit proud of him for this one.
I heard someone tell a story one time and they're like, Paul McCartney was like telling a story to a certain person I know, and he was like, you know, you don't need a bunch of security, you don't need a bunch of handlers. Like if you want to go to the grocery store, start going to the grocery store every day at the same fucking time and let the people at the grocery store get used to seeing you. Suddenly you'll do it and no one will bother you. It'll be really normal.
Yeah, but his best friend got shot.
Think of that idea though. Think of like if you don't start
by your employer, cuck. Your fucking daddy's friends killed John Lennon. Literally, dude. Woody Harrelson and fucking Matthew McConaughey are actors because their dad helped assassinate the president. How fucking nuts! He helped blow JFK's brains out, and now his kids are Oscar nominated, or maybe they've won. I don't remember.
See, I love Paul McCartney.
Yeah, me too.
But that's exactly how John Lennon got murdered. Was he took the same path so the guy could find him.
Crazy.
Same time, went to do the same thing. I mean, like, that's like crazy advice.
Yeah, that's
what happens when you're so famous, no one questions you.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, that's great advice, Paul.
I think it's just about doing stuff.
Bro got his buddy killed and then told the world about it. And Bert would know about taking unsolicited advice from somebody who's so famous that everyone just agrees with everything they say, even when they're talking absolute shit. Like I said, though, that was a rare podcast W from our boy Bert. That was some Theo Von level away.
The queen of the Comedy Store, Mitzi Shore, totally works psyops. She works for the CIA for sure, always have. There have been so many murders at the Comedy Store. The basement is a literal historic graveyard. Bro. Have you seen how John Lennon looks like Steve Jobs? Dude, anything at this point is possible, right?
right there. But Bert really is a slave to fame. He craves it like a fat kid standing at a vending machine, sliding his coins in and punching the numbers for a soda, sweating in anticipation as he watches it slowly drop from the chute into his fat fingers. Wait, Bert actually is that fat kid. Anyway, it was all just banter between a comedian and a rock star until Travis gave Bert permission to call himself a rock star as well. Like, fuck. This was seriously the last thing we needed. Now, for the rest of the year, we're going to have to listen to Bert's made-up rock star stories.
Oh,
Man,
no.
you're the coolest dude I've ever met. Like I, you know, there's a couple guys I've met in life where I go, I want that. I want a little bit of that. Looking at your eyes and like how you're just so present and grounded and just relaxed. I was like, okay, maybe there's something to being vegan. Or
there's like you, like Shane Gillis, like Joe Rogan. You guys are also rock stars. Like I hear all about it, and I hear a running theme through everything you're saying. Like it's like comedy is the new version of a rock star. Those guys are partying like rock stars.
Bert is not a rock star, dude. Ew.
They're just as wild as rock stars. So, and it's exciting. It's exciting.
I'll tell you this: my daughters have both seen Shane Gillis live, and they didn't have the same look after seeing Blink 182.
Yeah, oh, I bet.
Bro, Shane Gillis catching strays on an episode of Two Bears, One Cave is absolutely fucking wild. For those of you who are new here, Bert has a complicated relationship with Shane. On the one hand, they're buddies who hang out all the time and smash Bud Lights together, but the dirty side of the Austin comedy circle jerk is that Shane has become so famous that most of these guys are now living in his shadow. I don't think any of Rogan's comedians have ever been in a Super Bowl ad, and that's probably about to change. Don't get me wrong, there's no beef or anything going on, but just listen to the way Bert tells this next story. He's so fucking transparent that it's like listening to a toddler. He starts off by humble bragging that he's been doing comedy for almost 30 years, and then goes straight into a story about how his daughter saw a Shane Gillis special before he was famous, you know, like 3 or 4 years ago. You guys will see how it ends.
Yeah, dude, I Fairy Flowers clocked that too. If it wasn't for also Travis had handlers clear as day. Yeah, dude. I know, he just said he was like handlers. He didn't mince words at all.
But this isn't the first time that Bert has hinted that he knew Shane before he was famous and helped bring him up by putting him on his tour, etc. So on the one hand, Bert's obviously jealous of Shane's fame right now, but he also praises him while giving himself credit for helping him become famous.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I love it. I love it. But, you know, much like you getting into drums just because that was your thing and you were better at that than skating. It's like I got into comedy, you know, in like 97, 90, probably 99, 98. And I just got into it because I was like, I like it. There was no career in it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, the CIA didn't put him there. What was Bert doing before? He just had the machine joke. Or it's not even a joke, right? It's honestly kind of a scary story. He like robbed a train, supposedly, with a bunch of cucks at gunpoint and stole people's money. What the fuck?
You're just funny as fucking.
It's not what it was. It wasn't what it is today. Isn't what it was then. It's cool to watch your kids. Like watching my oldest daughter Georgia saw Shane for the first time, and this has got to be like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. It was before he was famous, and he had this great joke. It's now in one of his specials about going to a old plantation, a reenactment plantation, and the black guy coming up, and it's in his bit. I'm not going to do this bit, but it's pretty aggressive. And it's pretty hilarious. She heard it and was like, she's a little woke, and she went, "Ooh." I said, "What?" She goes, "You're not allowed to say that." I was like, "Why not? Why not?" She was, "You get in trouble." I go, "Did you think it was funny?" She's like, "Yeah, but I can't laugh at that, can I?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "You can laugh at that?" And I was like, "Yeah, baby, that's the whole point of comedy is like, you got to push the boundaries." The next night, her and her friend Daisy are crying, laughing. Next thing you know, all the girls are back at our house and Shane's Beautiful Dogs comes out. 15 girls in our screening room and they're watching Beautiful Dogs. 15 girls
great.
watching Beautiful Dogs and they're like, "He's the GOAT." And I was like, I got specials on there too, girls.
Yeah. No, it is, but like.
By the way, Beautiful Dogs came out in September of 2023, around 18 months ago. I don't know why he's saying this happened 3 to 4 years ago, before Shane was famous. Whenever Bert talks about Shane, he's got to remind everyone that he's been around for decades, whereas Shane's only just come up. But speaking of Bert's career, he actually provided the best metaphor I could have ever asked for to explain how he got so famous and started selling out half-filled arenas. If this isn't the perfect representation of Bert's career, I honestly don't know what is.
Can I show you something?
Yeah.
Last night. Look, you guys can edit this out if you want. I don't give a fuck. Last night we did Tony Hawk and Jason Ellis's podcast.
Oh, cool.
Live. I know both of them very well, and I said to Jason Ellis, I said to Tony one time, I want to learn how to ollie. I'm a big skateboarder, but I never learned how to ollie. And once you learn how to ollie, you really open the door to a lot of fun in skateboarding. But and I'm too old, so they brought a board on stage. Okay, so this is last night. Now, mind you, Tony Hawk has always told me I can get you to ollie in 5. If you give me 5 minutes, I can get you to ollie.
Whoa.
Okay. The first one you'll see is my weak ass ollie. Okay. So that's me on the board. By the way, I'm pretty drunk. Okay. And then that's my attempt at an ollie. Now, Tony Hawk says, okay, let me help you. 52, never ollied in my life. Take a look. Dude, I fucking ollied.
And I saw the first one.
Yeah.
And you're drunk.
And I'm drunk.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Dude, I woke up this morning and I texted him and Jason. I said, I woke up a different man. I ollie.
Bro, you didn't even fucking land it. You stacked it and the skateboard went flying. How is that a fucking ollie? He couldn't do one by himself, so Tony fucking Hawk holds him while he tries again. He still fucks it up, falls over, then gets up and hugs Tony Hawk like he just won an Oscar for the Machine movie. By the way, did you catch that Bert was drunk? I don't know if he mentioned that bit, but like I said, that is the perfect metaphor for Bert's whole career. He tells the Machine story to Rogan once. He thinks it's the funniest story ever. He tells Bert it's amazing and he should keep telling that story, even though it's not funny and there's no actual punchline. And then a bunch of degenerates laugh hysterically every time he takes his shirt off on stage and tells that stupid story. What are we doing here, B? Now, for those of you who don't know, Bert has a chronic fear of flying. He talks about it in almost every episode and how he can't get on a plane without drinking, but in one of the most Bert Crusher moments I've ever seen, he actually tries to one-up Travis Barker's fear of flying with his own story. Yeah, this is actually crazy, so if
Travis Barker, his friend, died in a fucking fiery wreck alongside him. Yo.
If you didn't know, back in 2008, Travis was in a plane that was taking off when the tire blew out, so the pilots had to abort the takeoff, but they were going too fast and the jet overran the runway, crashing through the airport fence across a highway, and then it burst into flames. Both pilots died, Travis's personal assistant died, and so did his bodyguard. Only him and his buddy Adam, aka DJ AM, survived, except Adam would then die a year later from a drug overdose. But Travis didn't come out unscathed. He suffered burns to 70% of his body, he was hospitalized for 11 weeks, he had over 30 skin graft surgeries and developed severe PTSD, depression, and he refused to fly for over 10 years after the incident. The guy literally would catch a cruise ship to meet his band to do gigs 2 weeks before it started. He even sued the aircraft company and settled with them a year later. It wasn't all bad news though, because the crash helped him to get sober and get healthy again. He started running, eating well, and he dug himself out of a hole eventually. And so with all of that in mind, this is what our boy Bert says to him when they're discussing his recovery from the crash and everything he's been through.
You have no idea how I've had some rough flights. I've flown a lot. First plane flight I took, as they were taking off, I said to my mom, I said, okay, that's high enough right there. And we're taking off. She goes, honey, we're going higher. I go, no, we're good right here. We're flying. And they go, we're going real high. And when we went above the clouds, I just started panicking for the whole flight. I was terrified of flying. The last sober flight I took, I was 18 years old. And we were flying to the Virgin Islands, me and my whole family, as a graduation present to me. And my mom, oh God, this is getting into therapy shit. My dad and my sister were making fun of me because I was scared and I started crying uncontrollably. It was terror. I was a panic attack and they were still making fun of me. And when on our flight home, my dad took me to the bar at the hotel we were at and I was panicking that we had to fly home. My dad goes, buddy, let's get you a couple rum runners. You'll be fine. And he bought me 2 rum runners and I drank them. When we got to the airport, I was like, I could use like 1 more and I should be good. He bought me 2 more. I killed them. I've never flown sober since. I've flown sober since. I've done it a couple times, but that started my problem drinking on planes.
Bert trying to trauma bond with a plane crash victim by sharing a story of how he was anxious flying in the clouds one time and needed a drink to calm down is one of the most Bert Crusher moments I've ever seen. Bert talking about his fears of flying to someone who was in a tragic plane crash is peak Bert. Bert saying to Travis Barker, you have no idea, I've had some rough flights, is wild. Bert really said, I've had some rough flights, you have no idea, after Travis just explained being in a plane crash and catching on fire. Crazy. Travis Barker had some Zen level strength to sit through all that bullshit with Bert. I actually felt bad for him while he was describing the accident and his recovery. You could tell he didn't really want to talk about it in that much detail. His whole manner just kind of changed and it felt like he was reliving the trauma in that moment. All jokes aside though, Bert can be a tone-deaf prick sometimes. He's so fucking insufferable at the best of times, but seeing him try to empathize with Travis by saying, you have no idea, I've had some rough flights, really does capture how much of a delusional douchebag he really is. Like, Travis was describing how long it took him to get back on a plane plane after the crash and how he had setbacks that he still had to push through to this day. Bert doesn't realize saying shit like that just makes him look like a weak loser next to someone who's actually gone through personal growth after a tragedy. But hey, I guess he's a rock star now, huh? Anyway, speaking of rock stars, I just dropped a video on Patreon covering the Protect Our Parks guys on Kill Tony after their JRE appearance, so check out the link to my Patreon in the description below if you're interested. While you're here though, hit the subscribe button and make sure you give me a thumbs up if you ended up liking this.
Do you guys hear that? What is that? Have you guys ever heard of the Skitter sword? Hey, if you guys need anything for Valentine's Day, get your boo a freaking organite pyramid. Look at this freaking heart chakra activation portal. Holy crapola, dude, I love this one. If you just want to get your freaking pyramid today at the Cosmic Ripple on the freaking Etsy store, it's 15% off until freaking Valentine's Day. You can get it today, boys. Ooh, look at this. What is this? A soulmate portal pyramid? Soulmate portal pyramid. Self-love and divine connection. Energy amplifier. God damn, Skitteroni. Yo. Is that rhodonite? Is that moonstone? Yes, it is, boys. Care Bear just got a pyramid, I think. Hell yeah, boys. All right, let's find one more short video, and then we're gonna be gone for the night. We're gonna be gone for the weekend, actually. What should we freaking watch, boys? Why aren't Democrats doing anything? Oh, wait. Yeah, hold on for a second.
Dude, controversial take, but I trust the Chinese.
Is Elon Musk staging a coup? Yeah, let's finish out with some Hassan. Care Bear got one of Skitter's freaking favorite pyramids. God damn.
Chinese government with my personal information more than I trust Elon Musk. Okay, maybe I'm crazy. Yeah, I like that we're also yeah, this is something I mentioned before, but like we're slowly but surely taking all of the worst aspects of Chinese governance and none of the good all right, let's talk about President Trump and Elon Musk drive to reshape the government now. Okay, because President Elon Musk is fairly devastating. Before we do that, of course, Chinese President Xi Jinping opposes Trump's plan to take over Gaza and supports Palestinian rule over the territory.
Where's President Peter Thiel?
Even though he hasn't really done much on that in that regard. Okay, there's also this. Stop making me sad and make me mad now. Don't worry. Oh, here, if you want to get mad, here's President Elon Musk. White South Africans are being persecuted for their race in their home country. Also, white South Africans are one of the few positive when immigrating to Europe. We should allow more immigration of white South Africans. Elon Musk, who is anti-immigration and constantly talks about how immigrants are bad, does not have an issue with white South Africans immigrating. Now, of course, this statement that white South Africans are being persecuted for their race in their home country is, of course, ridiculous. They make up 7% of the population in South Africa, and yet still maintain approximately 90% of all of the valuable land. They own approximately 90% of that. The South African government has tried to combat this a little bit with, land reallocation and whatnot, and that's precisely what they're talking about in terms of the racial violence that whites in South Africa are experiencing. But speaking of this, how can you see the USA is coming close to Nazism by possible deportation camps, but China is not Naziist for detaining Muslims? Hassan literally just copies Al Jazeera talking points sometimes, but I am no different, I admit. Xi Jinping, Peppo spit, Xi Jinping. Can you point to a period in time where I have denied that there were re-education camps in Xinjiang? Because I have criticized the Chinese government numerous times for this. Not only were there re-education camps, but there's also mass surveillance on top of that as well. The comparison I always make is this: if the Israeli government treated the current Palestinian population in the same way that the Chinese government treated the Xinjiang, the entirety of Xinjiang, okay, they would get Nobel Peace Prizes. Literally, the entire planet would be celebrating it. It's still unacceptable. It's still unacceptable by my estimation, by my moral values. And yet, the broad reception of the Western world would be the most, like, the highest praise physically possible. Okay, that's it. All right.
.org, I'm Amy Goodman. The top-ranking career U.S. Treasury Department official, David LeBruck, has been forced out of the agency after he resisted a demand by Elon Musk and his associates at Doge to gain access to the government's vast payment system, which disperses trillions of dollars in federal payments each year. Trump's new Treasury Secretary, the billionaire Scott Bessent, ended up giving Musk access to the system, which includes sensitive information about taxpayers, government contractors, including Musk's rivals. Musk is also accused of waging a takeover at the office.
Bro, it's literally insane that people are calling this Department of Government efficiency. Like, dude, this is literally some Harry Potter level fucking Ministry of Magic type shit. And not only that, but this is a fucking coin that Elon Musk also is a part of, Dogecoin. Like, this is so fucking insane, bro.
So you're not denying it? You're just saying it's nowhere near as bad as it's made out to be? No, I think it's very bad. What do you mean nowhere near as bad as it's made out to be? It's re-education camps and mass surveillance. It's dragnet operations upon an entire population group. And the claims made by the government at the time was, well, there are Muslim radical separatists out there that want to cut off Xinjiang from the rest of China. And they're engaging in terror attacks, like mass stabbing incidents and whatnot. That, in and of itself, is unjustifiable. That method of dealing with munitions.
Management, where career civil servants have been locked out of computer systems. For more, we're joined by two guests. Waleed Shahid is Democratic strategist. His new piece on Substack is headlined, "Elon Musk is staging a coup." Waleed was previously the spokesperson for Justice Democrats and former senior advisor for the campaigns of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Jamal Bowman. We're also joined in Washington, D.C. by Lindsay Owens, executive director of the Groundwork Collaborative, who says there are several reasons Musk wants to control Treasury payments. None of them are good. Okay, Waleed Shahid, let's begin with you. What do you mean that Elon Musk is staging a coup?
So if this story was taking place somewhere in Central Asia or in Africa, the United States media, the United States State Department, international institutions would likely refer to this as a coup. A billionaire industrialist who donated 300...
Noel got the moonstone and copper mini pyramid and loves it. Hell yeah, Noel. Thanks for supporting the frickin' Skitter store.
$1 million to a campaign.
Yeah, this shit is a coup done by the CIA.
Installing his personal loyalists in key parts of the federal bureaucracy. This is essentially Viktor Orban's playbook. And we need to know, why does a billionaire industrialist with millions in government contracts, military contracts, whereas private companies need the social security numbers of every American, needs to know what every single check that the U.S. government gives out to businesses, to charities. Why does this billionaire need to know this information? He was not vetted or approved by the U.S. Senate.
Elon wanted a Turkish national to work for Doge. White House said no. Elon Musk wanted to hire a Turkish green card holder at Doge. The message from the West Wing was, we're in the deportation business, and we can't bring in a foreigner to help lay off American federal workers. Oh, my God. Musk was hoping
Elon Musk is literally a foreigner.
to make an exception for Barış Alkuş, a Turkish-born venture capitalist with a green card who had become a close ally. That's brutal. That's doubly brutal.
Has a history of corruption for using public resources for private gain. He's one of the wealthiest men in the world. And in any other situation, this would be...
They also have a Canadian, I think, a Canadian national in that position. So I guess it is truly the notion that white people are not, Turkish people are not considered white in the eyes of this administration, at least.
This would be called state capture, and people around the world would be condemning it. But in the United States, we are not used to this kind of level of creeping authoritarianism, of plutocracy.
Actually, I don't even know.
So explicit.
Like, Turks are not considered white, I guess, or rather, they're not a part of the close allegiance that we have to Canada, despite the fact that we were trying to do tariffs not that long ago and want to forcibly annex them potentially. And a not insignificant number of people are also on board with this annexation.
And we need to, this is as Representative Ocasio-Cortez said last night, this is a 5-alarm fire. Senate Democrats need to be communicating to the American people. And last night there was a call by Indivisible Action for people to visit their senators and call for them to grind the Senate to a halt, to call for investigations, and to know, why does Elon Musk need to know this information? Why is he showing up on Saturday to the offices of the federal government demanding the private information of citizens all around the country?
Well, Lindsay Owens, you say none of the reasons are good. Lay those out.
Yeah, absolutely. So for most Americans that they've ever heard of the Treasury payment system. So what is the Treasury payment system? This is effectively the piece of the federal government that cuts the checks. And they cut a lot of checks. This is $6 trillion a year. Money that goes to individuals as Social Security payments for seniors, money that goes for organizations like Meals on Wheels to deliver lunches, foreign aid, as
Honey water, BRB.
well as the funding that the government sets aside for key programs, paying its debts, making sure that we don't breach the debt ceiling and default on our obligations. So this is really unprecedented that Elon Musk has grabbed control of the keys of $6 trillion in payments infrastructure. There are a few reasons this could be happening. The first is, as your viewers know, last week, President Trump tried to end federal spending, just stop federal payments altogether. This was so outrageous and in violation of the Constitution that the courts intervened and said that he couldn't do that. What may be happening here is that Musk may be doing an end run around the courts, going straight to the source so that he can continue to stop those payments that the courts said needed to keep staying online. The second thing that may be happening here is this could just be a good old-fashioned cyber attack. Elon Musk could be interested in the Social Security numbers, the tax ID numbers of tens of millions of Americans. We know that he has partnered with Visa and is considering spinning out a payment system of his own. What we may have here is Elon Musk's attempt to get the private information for his own financial gain. The other thing that is incredibly worrying here is $6 trillion in spending is not just a lot of money. It's a macroeconomically significant amount of money. If Elon Musk starts tinkering with the code, the underlying technology that makes sure these payments go out seamlessly and effectively, he could inadvertently or on purpose bring...
Grandpa Jr., here's the link for Skitter Store. It's the Cosmic Ripple on Etsy.
macroeconomy to a halt. I mean, this is an incredibly concerning seizure of government infrastructure, but it is also an economically significant moment in the country. So I couldn't agree with Waleed more. I mean, the word coup is the right word to be thinking about here, and Congress must intervene. I mean, if I was a senator, I think the most important thing to do is bring the Secretary of the Treasury to the Senate today to answer questions about what Musk has access to.
So the Treasury Department's
This man is going to forcibly turn... He kept saying he wanted to do WeChat-style payment processing, or Douyin, or whatever it's called. I think in China is WeChat, same application, and he wanted to make X the everything app. Okay, and now he's just gonna force you to do it. It feels like, which is crazy. Dude, controversial take, but I trust the Chinese government with my personal information more than I trust Elon Musk. Okay, maybe I'm crazy. Yeah, I like that we're also this is something I mentioned before, but like, we're slowly but surely taking all of the worst aspects of Chinese governance and none of the good shit. Not realizing that the good shit is kind of what is the glue that holds society together in China. The many benefits, the feeling that your government is at least to a certain degree taking care of you, improving your material conditions, increasingly focusing on massive development projects, a lot of development spending. Okay, every now and then taking out a CEO out back and taking them on a little trip, you know? Now, of course, that's oftentimes played along the boundaries of whether or not these big CEOs in China have offended the party or have at least presented themselves as a threat to the party and its grip of control. But even then, it still happens. We don't do that at all. No trips for billionaires who are poisoning our water supply, you know what I mean? Whether they are ideologically in agreement with the government or not. No high-speed rail, no even development, no building, no long-standing policy for building by need, just simply mass surveillance, repression, social repression, and perhaps more significantly, any kind of political repression being stamped out. Political dissidence is not allowed.
General, who could monitor Doge's activities, was among the 15 watchdogs who were purged by President Trump. Who's now in charge of?
I can't believe people actually have to call it Doge. Like, come on, bro.
Or overseeing Musk's team.
Yeah, Musk is in charge. So that's exactly right. Some of the key chokeholds here to make sure that something like this doesn't...
Yeah, using absurdity to cloak fucked up shit is a time-tested tactic. The KKK knew that running around with bed sheets on their heads made them look foolish, and that the foolishness made open criticism of them equally foolish. And dude, that's what I feel like most of the criticism of the Nazis for the last 100 years has been like making them goofy. Like all the cartoons and shit, it was always making them silly. Even like the Dictator or whatever, the fucking Charlie Chaplin movie, I feel like was making it like they're goofy. But that's how they fucking hide this shit. Like they are able to fucking get away with this stuff because it is insane. It's literally insane what they're doing. And then we all just like, oh, the Nazis, they're a bunch of goofy corn dogs. Like, no, dude, they're literally fucking they're making all of us be in a prison planet. They're cucks.
Happen have been moved out of the way, studiously, exactingly moved out of the way. So President Trump fired the Inspector General of the Treasury and the top civil servant of the Treasury Department, the man who was the acting Treasury Secretary between the time that Janet Yellen stepped down and Scott Bessent was confirmed by the Senate, has also been pushed aside, resigned over the fact that he didn't want to give Musk, a private citizen, a billionaire, the keys to the Treasury payment system. So there is very little stopping Musk from taking this over. Trump and Bessent have really, given him a glide path.
So, Waleed Shahid, where is the Democratic Party on this? Where are the Democratic senators and Congress members on this? I mean, you have Hakeem Jeffries, who holds an emergency meeting of the Democrats after a judge stops the federal payments from going out to, stops the ban on federal funding.
So
they have to crack down on dissent because they know everyone is onto them and more class conscious than ever. It's a panic move. It's us who has them on the run, not the other way around. Yeah. They want us to panic because they are panicked. Yeah. Fuck yeah, sure.
Party in Washington is largely asleep at the wheel. They are acting as if they're kind of a librarian shushing noise in a crowded room. They're still believing in the normal procedures, normal decorum, normal...
I think that part is true, but also the Democratic Party is simply kicking back and hoping to collect donations after all of this devastation takes place, hoping that the Republican Party's incompetence will inevitably collapse the delicate allegiances that they've cultivated. And there's some truth to that, especially because there are certain issues where Trump does not care about broad popular sentiment and will push for it regardless, or at least will make a deliberate effort to present this as a good thing, right? Tariffs, tax cuts for the wealthy, things of that nature that will inevitably harm his base of support. But at the end of the day, there are plenty of initiatives that the Trump admin will try to implement and fail to do so, oftentimes due to the internal conflict that exists within the Republican Party. So the Democrats are not entirely wrong, I guess, that they suspect this allegiance to collapse, but it is ridiculous that
they know that ass whooping coming soon, LOL.
They're not trying to accelerate it through obstruction every step, which is what they should be doing. They should be doing this every step of the way. Virtually every moment is a fantastic opportunity to consistently propagandize austerity and its devastating impact, okay? Collapse of the federal government and regulatory agencies, things that the Democrats are supposed to be tasked with defending. These are opportunities for the Democrats to make a mockery of the Republicans, to present to the American public how inept the Republicans are entirely. Even things that are not immediately in the control of the incoming administration, like fucking planes falling out of the sky. You think Republicans would not use that as an opportunity to shit on the Democrats if it was happening under the Biden administration? Look no further than Palestine, Ohio. That's number one. And number two, the Republicans are so interested in using everything in a disingenuous fashion to do propaganda that they literally immediately went and said, oh, it's DEI. Planes falling out of the sky, it's got to be DEI. Okay? They blame the Democrats immediately. Democrats, on the other hand, are just like, stop hitting me. I don't know what's going on. Please stop hitting me. You, sir, are hypocritical. That's what they're doing. Stop taking the fucking high road, man. What are you doing? Fight back. There's definitely appetite from the broader base of not just the Democratic Party, but like there's plenty of appetite from the base of the Democrats in terms of obstructing the Republican agenda and fighting back against the Republicans. That's number one. Number two, there are plenty of disillusioned voters out there that could be captured, whose attention could be captured, who could be mobilized in the direction, especially if you just showed how devastating the situation really is. Okay? And I don't mean talking about January 6th or whatever, okay? Those were failed points of propaganda. They demonstrably failed because Donald Trump won, okay? Meanwhile, we have a gerontocracy where the Democratic Party is led by decrepit old folks that are awful communicators with no real desire
also
to
fucking Nazis, just like the Republicans. Yeah. Dems are also Israeli henchmen. Genocide occurred under Biden. Exactly.
actually fight back against the Trump administration's awful nature, okay? And also, they're so completely removed from the interest of the public after spending decades upon decades within governance, okay? Their only access to the real world, to real American citizens and their needs and their desires are filtered through mainstream media. And mainstream media is also defending regimes in general. They also are out of touch with the needs and the desires because they have the same capitalist interests in maintaining the current existing capitalist hierarchy. Yeah, this is where our opposition is.
Fight, and we will win. 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 We won't rest. We won't rest. We won't rest. We won't rest. Thank you, everybody.
We're so cooked.
These aren't real people, dude.
That everything here is the normal transition of power, and they still believe that what Elon Musk and Donald Trump are doing is just a libertarian reform of the government, not an oligarchic, plutocratic takeover of a private billionaire who is seeking to know, potentially seeking to know what his competitors might be doing with government contracts. He has private information that Elon Musk has contracts with international governments all across the world, but the Democratic Party is not able to put forward an opposition message right now because they feel like this is normal. And that's why it's so important for concerned citizens all across the country to twist the arm of your Senate Democrat. Go to their office. If you go to indivisible.org today, you can find a way to join your local chapter. And all around the country, whether your senator is a Republican or a Democrat or independent, they need to hear from concerned citizens because the Democratic Party doesn't move on issues of oligarchy, of plutocracy, of taking action, unless their constituents show up in person and demand that they hold hearings, take the bully pulpit in the media, and also grind the Senate to a halt until we know why does Elon Musk have this information, someone who was not elected.
So the Democratic National Committee on Saturday elected the moderate political insider Ken Martin as chair, despite calls from voters to urgently switch gears and respond to working people's needs following the party's crushing defeat. Though it wasn't a major numbers defeat, but it was a defeat in November. What do you think of Ken Martin? Where do you think it's going?
So the DNC is largely at this point a fundraising vehicle for the presidential campaign. I hope that Ken Martin reforms the party to do things like what I'm describing. The Democratic Party should be holding daily press conferences every morning to explain to working class and middle class Americans why it might hurt their pocketbooks for Elon Musk to have this information from the Treasury Department and from the OPM. That Elon Musk has a history of wanting to use public resources for private gain, that Elon Musk is someone who is live tweeting that he wants to cut the federal government's by billions of dollars, and one of the only ways to do that would be to begin to privatize Social Security. This is what the DNC should be doing. Now, Ken Martin, we had lots of members of the uncommitted movement at the DNC who were being personally bullied by their DNC state parties, and Ken Martin thankfully did intervene to make sure that that didn't happen, and so that was my only personal interaction with him, and he went out of his way to make sure that our uncommitted delegation was treated with respect. Other than that, I don't know that much about him, but I'm looking forward to hopefully he can put together a working class populist agenda for the party that isn't just a fundraising handoff.
So, Lindsay Owens, Doge is not...
What makes anyone think that this one might not be a fundraising handoff?
Not a formal government agency, right? Which means that it doesn't fall into any category.
Yeah, look, I think when President Trump announced that Elon Musk was going to be running the Department of Government Efficiency, there was a sort of tempting fantasy that maybe Musk, a tech but successful businessman, could come in and restore some efficiency in government, maybe modernize some aspects of government that could use.
Yeah, when I hear stuff like this, I don't think I just immediately know that it's not positive. I know that it's basically gutting the government and picking it apart for scraps and privatizing it. You know what I mean? Like, I fear that the average American, on the other hand, hears this and goes, well, this seems like a good idea. I like this. It's reasonable.
Some updating. I mean, I think with this weekend's seizure of the...
You don't like efficiency? Not realizing that, of course, these guys are not going to be like, yeah, we want to steal all of the remainder federal agencies like that regulate ours and our businesses that basically keep you alive no matter how stupid you are. Okay. And also take advantage of the vast amount of wealth, the remainder of the federal coffers, and redirect all of that faucet of wealth back into our businesses, making it our own personal wallet. They're not going to say that. They're going to be like, oh, we want to maximize the efficiency. We want to maximize the efficiency of the government. The government sucks, right? The federal government is so bad. It's bureaucracy. It's bureaucracy.
Then
Obviously, it's bureaucracy.
worse.
It's funny to do shock doctrine to ourselves. and watch the American population clap like seals at the mere sight of it, like pure graft. And Americans are like, no, this is great, actually. I think this is going to yield tremendous bounty for me, a poor worker living in Arkansas.
The Treasury payment system, we can be crystal clear in putting that fantasy to bed. This is Musk determining who is going to get funding in this country, what programs are going to be funded in this country. And remember, Musk isn't a disinterested party here. As we've talked about, he has many federal contracts himself, billions of dollars this year.
Yeah, Elon Musk is a supervillain, okay? He even looks and sounds like a supervillain. Like, he's both aesthetically supervillain coded, but he also does things that bad people do. Yeah. So this is yet another perfect opportunity to point to this guy and go, that's the guy. The Democrats still want to maintain their corporate allegiances, okay? And that's precisely the reason why they can't take a populist anti-billionaire stance. And that's precisely the reason why they can't attack Elon Musk without coming across as hypocritical, I guess, which is ironic because Republicans have been doing that by pointing to anti-Semitic conspiracies in perpetuity. Okay, our billionaires are good, theirs are bad. Why? Because their billionaires are Jewish. George Soros. Democrats can't even turn around and be like, their billionaires are South African. You know, just fucking say you're anti-billionaire, man, please.
Loan to his companies, SpaceX, Tesla, and X, formerly known as...
Yeah. American politics make a lot more sense if you realize that the Dems are just the other side of the control scheme. The Republicans openly push for fascism, and the Dems' role is to smother actual anti-capitalist sentiments by inviting that camp into their tent and then never meaningfully attempting to advance that agenda. Exactly, dude. It's all fucking horseshit.
Twitter.
Nothing will ever happen.
But he also is interested in cutting this funding for a very personal reason, which is he is interested in paying for the tax cuts that Congress is teeing up this year. They're estimating $5 trillion in tax cuts, mostly going to the wealthy and corporations. Nice. And Doge is the entity that is supposedly going to find the money, find the savings to pay for those tax cuts. So I think we can sum it up this way. Elon Musk is going to pay for his tax cut.
I've been watching you for around 4 months now. This is the first time I've seen you watch Democracy Now! Is it because you'd rather critique mainstream media for your audience than want something more aligned with your worldview? Yes, but I also do watch Democracy Now! Periodically. The reason why I don't watch Democracy Now! That frequently, however, is because I agree with most of it. So my commentary is almost identical. So it's basically rehashing the same points over and over again. Guys, don't say he's a dumbass. He's just asking a normal question. I know tensions are high right now because there's a lot of like random weirdos in the chat, but they've cleared away seemingly. So, you know, the coast is clear.
With your Social Security. That's really what we're looking at here.
I'm also a funder of Democracy Now! And a supporter for a very long time.
What Doge is up to.
Lindsay Owens, we're going to have to leave it there, and I just want to give Waleed the last word. 10 seconds. What should people do right now?
This is my favorite part of Democracy Now! Is when Amy has to wrap it up just abruptly.
Go to indivisible.org and visit their Senate office and demand an investigation of Elon Musk, and that Senate business should come to a halt.
Anyway.
Like,
that's all I got
for who? Aren't they just online?
Today, because I have to go. I have to go and get ready to leave. I have to go purchase another luggage. Okay? I love you.
Well, same here, buddies. It's that frickin' time. We're gonna wrap up a little early. I got a frickin' pack. I'm stressing out a little bit. No, everything's gonna be fine. So we're gonna meditate, okay? Ooh. Whatever happened to the Bull Moose party? Must have died with Teddy Roosevelt. Yeah, thank you. No, we're gonna have perfectly safe journeys. Slow down. You're moving too fast. how do you get videos to me? Yeah, on TikTok, I usually check all my mentioned videos. Did you mean you like just sent it, or? But yeah, boys, we're gonna be back on frickin' Monday, okay? Taking a little long weekend. We're gonna frickin' go to Denver. And no feds are gonna fuck with us. They can't. They're too stupid. We're gonna go see Tartaria Denver edition, bitches. And we're gonna go hang out with my friends who didn't intervention me. Ya hoes. Haha! My friends who did not fucking whine to YouTube legal. Cat Dad filmed me as I was abusing and harassing him. Denver is awesome. Check out the cursed airport. I just went in September. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm breaking into the basement level of the fucking airport at DIA or whatever it's called, Denver International Airport. I'm going to get to the George H.W. Bush level of the fucking airport. I swear to God. I'm going to find where they have where they're vibrating the earth to try and get Gaia to be off her frequency, but they never will. They're a bunch of cucks. And dude, Skitter said that it's gonna be like 60 degrees when we get there. What the hell? Yeah, we're staying near the capital is pretty close by. Our beautiful capital that was built by Americans. I haven't even really looked at it. I just want to see it when we get there in all its majesty. I don't want to be prepped. But yeah, I want to find that artwork too that's at the Denver International Airport with the guy with this big old fucking sword. It's been about 60 degrees in the Rockies the last few days. Weird, right? It's been cold as fuck over by on the East Coast. Alrighty, boys, here we go. Ready? Yeah, self-defense gadget on what? The plane? I am my own self-defense gadget. This is my self-defense gadget. Anytime I see anything that's threatening to me, I skedaddle. Alright, here we go. We're gonna breathe in through your frickin' nose. Ready? Inhale. Hold. Out through your mouth. Hold. In. Hold. Yeah, Skitter's my fucking self-defense gadget. Out. Hold. And hell yeah, Amanda, we're divinely protected. Hold. Out. Cats. In. Hold. Out. last one. In. Hold. Out. All right, breathe through the bullshit meditation. Let's settle in. Close your eyes if you want, or soften your gaze. Let's take a deep breath together, real deep, in through the nose. Then hold it, feel it. That's your power right there. Now exhale slowly through the mouth. Good. The ops can take a lot. They can chip your nails, butcher your haircut, steal your accounts, block your buses, but you know what they can't touch? This breath. Inhale deeply again. Hold it. And feel the air in your chest, the beat of your heart, the fire that's still burning no matter what they do. And exhale slow. They can't cancel your spirit. They can't delete your soul. They can't shadow ban your energy. You are untouchable. You are eternal. You are the breath. Inhale. Feel the resistance, the frustration, the chaos, and hold it. And exhale. Let it go and feel it leave your body. Lighter now. Every inhale is a rebellion. Every exhale is a release. They can't stop us. They never could. One last deep breath together, in through the nose. Hold it. And feel your power. Feel your love and feel your resilience. Exhale with a sigh and let it all out. You're here, you're breathing, and you're unstoppable. Good night, Nitwitches. Good night to the breath that carries us all. Those are good night, Skitter. What a cutie. All right, boys. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Sorry we gotta end it a little early, but I gotta do some packing. And yeah, the fucking ops, they took all of the buses that I usually take, so I gotta leave earlier than planned. That's okay, because I'll get up there earlier. That'll be nice. Good luck on your trip, guys. Have so much fun. Thanks, we're going to. What frequency is this? 432 hertz. You know Mark Meditations only hits up 432, baby. Beep, boop, beep. But yeah, boys, alrighty. Have a good frickin' night. I'll see you on frickin' Monday, boys. This would be fun to loop sometime. Oh no. Why am I not on the fucking front page? I should be. I'm live currently. You'd think they'd want to promote me. I have loyal, dedicated fans. So weird, right, guys? There we are. Get your Skitter store. Boom. There we are. Get your pyramid at the Skitter store. There we are. At the Skitter store, the cosmic ripple boys. At the Skitter store, get yours today. The soulmate flame tea light candle holder is part of a set. The cosmic ripple boys. And here's that frickin' pyramid. Get yours today. The soulmate flame tea light candle and the portal pyramid. It's also got a amulet. And here we go. Pyramid. Get yours today. Wow. And the portal pyramid. It's also got a Skitter store. It's actually called the Cosmic Ripple. Wow. And the pyramid. It's also got a Skitter store. It's actually called the Cosmic Ripple. Get it today. But I'll see you boys on Monday. It's actually called the Cosmic Ripple. The Cosmic Ripple. The Cosmic Ripple. Get it today. I'll see you boys on. All right, boys. I love you. We'll freaking see you. On Monday. All right, boys. Never a good stopping point. I love you too. See you. All right, boys. On Monday. I'll see you then. Dude, I'm breaking my computer right now. It is unhappy. There we go. Hey, Tom Brady, you're a cuck just like all of these other fucks. You fucking loser Nazis. Just like Joe Biden and Peter Thiel boys and Jim Franco. And I think Luigi Mangione is my freaking favorite Fed Nazi cuck boys. I love Luigi Mangione way more than I ever loved Paul ever, bitch. Paul is a cuck and Luigi isn't a cuck at frickin' all, but Paul is a giant cuck. He might be the biggest cuck. Holly Molly boy, you're a cussy. You're never. Oh yeah, wait. So who's gonna win the Super Bowl? It's gonna be the Chiefs again, right? We don't fuck with Taylor Swift and her boyfriend because he's a big weird dude. Who's gonna win, boys? Who's gonna win the freaking Super Bowl besides Kendrick? Ooh, ooh, ooh. I think it's just gonna be Kendrick. You told me the Super Bowl's not real, but I always fall. Tom Brady is also not real. He said, all things pass into the night. Oh, I wonder where Roger is. I miss you, Raji. I hope you're doing good, bud. Doing trafficking on TikTok. Won't you listen to me, little Roger Clay? I've seen it all before. I don't know, maybe Roger Goodell could be related to Walter Cappy. Why not, right? They're all Nazis. Any fucking way. He said, Tom has dead eyes. A freaking man. And I said, oh no, sir. I must say you're wrong. I must disagree. Oh no, sir. You're freaking wrong. Oh, won't you listen to me? Why are all these freaking school shooters ugly like Peter Thiel and Elon Musk? Doesn't this look just like Elon boys a kind of little bit? And then they bring out Luigi and they don't think that we're gonna fucking swoon on that shit. No! Where did Trump easier go? Goodbye, Nancy. We don't mess with you, lizard Nazis. Hey, there's my friend Paul. I miss you, buddy. You are a cuck for blocking me. Paul, stop playing hard to get. You know I'm your only friend, you idiot. I know you still watch every stream. He has a dead personality as well. We don't fuck with you. Look at Paul's cousin. This is the bat-eared boy. Dude, these guys are all vampires for sure, right? Look at these Nazis. They all look exceptionally like Nazis. And then there's Lizard Man himself, Eddie frickin' Wise, so cool, his son. We love you, Eddie boy. This is before they had to lop his ears off. I don't know why they did it. I mean, probably so that they could get away from this picture and be like, no, it's not Eddie. See, Eddie's missing half of his ears. Eddie Betty, where are your frickin' ears, bud? Oh, little Eddie boy, I miss all your... See, look, they're missing. Poor little Eddie's ears melted off, buddies. What happened there? Right? That's Eddie, dude. Little Eddie. Eddie, do this. Yeah, Eddie. Come on. Do that, Eddie. All right, dudes. Miro boards are cool as hell. You did quit your job, Age? Let's go, buddy. Hell yeah. The universe is going to send you some cool ass shit. It's happening. All right, boys. I'll frickin' see you on the flip side. We'll see you on Monday, okay? Well, I'll be posting some TikToks for sure. Don't you even fret. Mom and Dad are going to be at the fucking New Tartaria, Denver style, okay? We'll share with the class. It's going to be awesome. But hell yeah. Rich, did they tell you whether or not they fucking bounced your ass yet? Fuck them. You should no, I'm not going to tell you that. fuck them no matter what. They don't give a shit about you. All right, boys. Have a good night. Love you. Ta-ta. Bye.